Technically they can hear us now. I am live on YouTube, but we're like setting up. Let's go. I'm gonna go ahead. You see that DS9 Vanilla SMP channel down there?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's all move into there.
Okay.
Okay. So I should theoretically. Why did I not move? Confirm. Okay, so we are getting set up now, y'all. It'll be just a minute as I make sure. With YouTube, I can't actually change the stream settings until the stream goes live now, which is the best, let me tell you. I love that. I love having to go in every time and edit the links and stuff. But real quick, as I edit those links, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make sure that I've got Sfémonster's Tumblr here. In there. Tommy, do you have anywhere that you want people to go find you that I should link?
Tumblr would be okay. It's Tommy-boy at tumblr.com, or however it goes.
Ducks, perhaps? That you?
Yeah!
Okay, cool. I am adding both of those within our judges thing to the YouTube description here. And then we'll get the Twitch stream going, and then we will start the event. This is a very behind-the-scenes look for everybody. Judges, woo! Okay, so added those links. And then I gotta bring the Twitch live separately because it's on a separate thing with no audio. I don't know why it's not working. That's its own separate problem. Minecraft? Minecraft. Okay. The Minecraft window is too small for some reason, so we're gonna reset the transform there. Start streaming over on Twitch. I didn't set the title, and that was a mistake, so we're gonna have to frantically set this distinct from the no audio on Twitch. 3-month map art build contest. Tommy, can I shorten your name to well, no, that's not gonna be a good
You can just put Tommy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say map contest judging, because I need to fit the letter O and no audio in the title of this. It's like I'm just trying to find a place where I could get an extra character wrenched out of this. Okay, so we are basically ready to go once I get the YouTube chat open. Some people put up a thing with like a timer and like pump up music, and I'm just like, there is no curtain here. Look behind nothing. Ignore the man in front of the green curtain, or whatever. Whatever. I don't know.
It's a real see how the sausage gets made situation.
Oh yeah. Like by the time people are done, they won't even be hungry. Okay. So, I am ready to start. Tommy, you ready to start?
I'm good to go.
Sve, no last-minute concerns, questions?
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
Alrighty. Well, let us metaphorically hit it, but physically no violence. This is a place of art and joy and wonder. We are here today in a scale model of the Defiant from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'm going to switch my game mode real quick to spectator so I can fly outside for a second and let the viewers at home see where we are here. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. We are on my Patreon server, aka Deep Slate Mine. We have... It's also known as Deep Slate 9. Really, at the point where you've replaced space with slate, you can really do whatever you want. But we've got a tough little ship here, constructed by Mantua Maker, that is going to be the home of our map art build contest. We have 2 fantastic guest judges joining me today. We have 3 categories that we are going to be judging on. I'll get into that in a little bit. But before we do anything else, I did want to say a special thanks to Mantua Maker for constructing this fantastic, tough little ship to serve as the location of our event. So, Mantua, hopefully we can link back up with you between judging the first category and the second category, if that's convenient for you to hear a little bit about your thought process and your work on this. I want to jump right in, though, and introduce our judges. I'm going to leave spectator mode because that's a little bit too creepy even for me. You know, happy Halloween, everybody. Here is Sfémonster. Welcome, Sfé. Y'all might recognize Sfé, our monster, from the cover of the Minecraft graphic novel. Sfé was the author of that graphic novel. Sfé is also a talented illustrator who has done all sorts of fantastic little comics and things on like both you've published a lot of your work. You've got a lot of stuff up on Twitter and Tumblr. Let me link one of my favorite pieces of Sfé's into the from Tumblr here. It's called The Wolf That Only You Can See series. And these are just fantastic, brilliant little illustrations of how would you describe them, Sfé? That they're jaunty nightmares, maybe? Is
Yeah,
that?
gosh, Joe, you got me blushing so bad. This is so kind. Yeah, the wolf that only you can see. It's like an ongoing exploration into kind of manifesting and giving shape to like woes and wonders and anxieties and stuff like that. I figured if I could look at them, then they would be a little less powerful. So that's it's been like this ongoing thing I've been doing for years and years now.
They're absolutely gorgeous. They're always a highlight to see in my feed. Sfé is actually joining us for the second time. Sfé worked on something called the Working Draft Server launch party with me. I hired Sfé and
Oh my gosh, yeah.
this was about a decade ago to come on.
It was.
'Cause I was trying to do an experimental SMP where we would have artists come in and do like live art of the SMP. Like, and so Sfé was doing illustrations like as we were building our first builds and stuff like that. So it is fantastic to work with you again, Sfé. So
I'm so thrilled to be back. Thank you for having me.
thank you. Tommy, where's that Tommy boy? Where's
middle
that
of the
Tommy
room.
boy? There's that Tommy boy. Woo! We've got our fantastic community liaison, Tommy boy, also helping judge today. Tommy, you're actually familiar with the space here. Sfé and I have not seen any of the art. We don't know the layout. So you're also going to be kind of acting as community liaison in this contest, showing us, you know, where the different things are, leading us through it. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm also excited. I haven't quite seen all the pieces here. I did want to keep a lot of it a surprise for myself. I have a bit of a past with being on your servers in map art. It's how I met my current partner, and it has a special place in my heart. I'm very excited to see what our community has done with it.
Oh, I'm so excited too. We've got so many talented people here, Sfé. I cannot wait to show you their work. I can't wait to hang out with Tommy because that's always fun. Like this is the best part of my job is getting to hang out with cool people. So,
Cool.
and like look at cool art. Like this is gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, let's see. We've got is the Twitch stream actually streaming? It looks like it is. Okay, cool. Just doing final tech checks before we like. The last thing I want to do is get in there and be like, oh, and we're actually not online. Nobody can hear us. We're okay. No, I think we're good. I've got all my chats set up. The live event chat. In the Discord. I've got the YouTube. I've got the Twitch. So I think we are all ready to go. Now, we've got 3 categories we are going to be judging, and each category has kind of 2 classes of competitors, solo and group. So, you know, there's a big difference between what one person can accomplish and what all of us can accomplish when we work together. And so I wanted to make sure that individual artistic expression has a place, collaboration has a place. We want to make sure that they're not necessarily judged directly against each other. The 3 categories, the first one we're going to be looking at is the retro category, old school map art using only wool and wool derivatives like carpet, built in a 1x1 grid. So we're going to start simple, then we're going to move on to our next category, which is going to be a little bit more advanced. People can build anything or use any materials they want. They can do three-dimensionality in the maps, but they are still only limited to 5 maps. Anything more than 5 maps is going to put them in the really big category. So our third category we're going to visit should be pretty visually exciting. I've seen some incredible work by the map artists on this server over the last few years, and I cannot wait to see what they debut today. Just so you know, if you're coming in to watch this for the first time, you don't know the Patreon server, this server it's a vanilla server. It's been around since Hermitcraft restarted about 16 months ago. So people are basically in that post-scarcity phase of the server. They had about 3 months to work on these maps. So this was a contest that I came up with, and I said, this is not a build contest where I'm like, okay, you have an hour to make the best Christmas card. Go. Those are fun. They have a place. But it's also good, I think, once a year to have a big contest where we say, let's spend 3 months building whatever you want, and we're going to bring a panel of judges in, which in this case is Tommy, Sfé, and I. We are going to be awarding first, second, and third in each category. We're not going to be giving you, like, precise scores where it's like, well, this was a 6.3 because the feathering on the outline here was a little bit lax. It would have been a 6.7 if you really just tightened that ink work. Whereas over here, we're not going to do that. So basically, after each round, Tommy, Sfé, as we judge, Tommy, Sfé, and I will be taking notes on what we like. We will confer and come to a consensus about who gets first, second, and third in each category, and also in solo or group. We will announce all of those at the end of the contest. During that conference, I'll be playing music from our album, Redacted Hills Sings joehills. So don't worry, you will not get to hear the judging, so nobody has to worry about being embarrassed or hearing our secrets. So, okay, that's a lot of me talking. Tommy, save me from myself. Where are we going?
I can't save you from yourself.
You're
We're going
right!
this way.
I'm not paying you enough for that. That is not your responsibility.
So the first category, as you mentioned, was retro.
Retro!
And for anyone who maybe didn't catch it at the beginning of your monologue, these are all going to be maps that were created in a 128 by 128 block grid for the canvas of the map, and they are only using wool and or carpet blocks limited to that color palette.
Okay, I've got my notes out here. So if folks want to present their work, I see we have our first piece here is by Centauratron. Centauratron, would you like to say anything about what you got here? It's going to be push to talk. Or you can use the in-game text chat, too. Well, there's a rhyming sentence. I got into Kirby because of Yergi. As you can see, he's shooting stars. So I thought I'd do a scene of the most iconic boss, the most iconic there ever was. Recreated pixel for pixel. Okay, there might not be a third line or fourth line. But okay, thank you, Centauratron. I was Beautiful. Like, and now the song is kind of fizzled.
There you go.
We brought it back. We'll be here all day. Choose a custom song for each piece. Yeah, well, I'm paying our judges by the hour, and so like, don't worry, I've already priced that in. Okay, but yeah, thanks again to everybody. Everybody competing in this contest is on the Patreon server. Y'all are making it possible for me to bring in talent like this. So thanks again to everyone for competing and joining the Patreon. Okay, so that is very cool, very cool. I did not actually ever play this game on Game Boy, but I definitely, you're right, this is an iconic scene. I have seen this depicted in various media, including this one.
I think they've done a good job getting everything in that scene on this one canvas. I know there's a lot of details that are pushed together here to put out the whole scene, so I think that's done very well.
what is the resolution of an original Game Boy? Is it 128 by 128? Because that's actually really handy. Like, I'm wondering how much of an adaptation, yeah, like was involved. Because I know you said you were recreating it pixel by pixel, but it doesn't map 1-to-1. It's a direct screenshot with some cropping. Ah, okay, very cool. Well, thank
Can
you
I
for.
ask a real quick and obvious question here, just to be sure before we're going in? This is done. You're not using creative mode. This is survival, right?
Yeah, this is a survival server where
No way. Oh
yeah.
my gosh. Okay, this is gonna change everything. I'm glad I asked now. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
impressive.
Now, this is a survival server that's been running for 16 months, so they're kind of in the post-scarcity
Right.
phase, you know?
Right. Okay.
But, like, you know, they have sheep farms, they have all that. But yeah, I will say it was a very smart move from a timing standpoint to pick something with a 4-color palette.
Right. Genius.
So yeah, so it looks great. It depicts what it's supposed to depict. I'm assuming with the cropping there was some artistic license with pushing in the GUI elements or user elements at the bottom there. But cool. Well, thank you, Centauratron. Let's go ahead and see. Oh, no decisions were made about cropping the bottom. Oh, okay. You just cropped out the dead space. Okay, so it was already kind of centered enough. Got it. Okay.
Love it.
We've got Orb Kitten by Melora. No, by Stellar Kitten. Melora's just standing. Well, wait. Oh, wait. No, this is by Melora. I was like, I swear I saw the name Melora on here. So, okay, this is technically supposed to be the solo part. Although I guess Centauratron didn't solo build the game Kirby or the Game Boy platform. So this is a collab work with our daughter. So, okay, I think we're gonna have to make a judge's call real quick. Judges, tell me if I'm off base on this. If somebody else collaborated on the source art, that doesn't knock them out of the solo map building category, right? Does that?
I think it should be judged based on who is physically building the map, because if anyone's built a map based off of any older paintings or photography, for example,
Yeah, or a Kirby
then
game. Yeah.
or a Kirby game, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think team should be defined by who's placing physical blocks on the canvas.
That
Yeah, I agree.
fantastic. Okay, I just want to make sure we're all aligned. Melora, you're bringing us the hard questions and the cute kittens. It is adorable. Adorable. Yeah, we'll go with adorable. So, Melora, do you have anything you'd like to share about this? You can talk on voice if you have push to talk. We are currently fostering 4 kittens, or you can use text. Text is fine.
Oh, yeah. Voice would probably be easier.
Yeah.
So we're fostering 4 kittens for our local humane society. And I tell my kids that their kitten's job is just to get fat because they have to be a certain weight to be able to go under anesthesia for a spay-neuter surgery.
That makes sense.
And so it's like, I keep telling them, like, yes, we want the kittens to be fat. And my daughter's like, no, we can't have fat kittens. I'm like, yeah, we need them. Like, that's their whole job. And so when I told her, like, the ideal kitten bod is like kind of like an avocado belly where it's like squishy, but like it's full so that they can get like the nutrients and they can fight off infections or other things a lot easier than if they're tiny skinny kittens. So I told her that, and then she drew this on her reading tablet. Like, while I was just like, we were just talking about other things. She's like this? Is this what the ideal kitten looks like? So that's her interpretation of ideal kitten. I'm like, yes.
Well,
The
be
platonic
kitten.
ideal of a kitten.
it's geometrically sound. I mean, that surface to volume ratio. This is what peak performance looks like.
This cat is in shape because round is a shape.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely love it. It is adorable. Interesting use of a 2-color palette, right? This is only black
It's
and
technically three because
Ooh.
black, pink, white.
Good point. See, Tommy, thank you. Yes.
I think there's a pixel of gray, like right where the top arm and the orb meets. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so both
Scandalous.
of our first entries are on a 4-color palette. That's an interesting. That doesn't really matter from a judging standpoint. I'm not sitting here going, well, let me type in the number of colors used and multiply that by the radius of a sphere, which is the distance from the center of the sphere to the edge. You know. Well, thank you so much, Melora, and if
Fantastic.
Stellar Kitten is watching, thank you as well, Stellar Kitten, for sharing this fantastic art. This is a
I
great
love it.
great little piece. Thank you.
Gosh.
Okay, so Tommy, where are we going next? Should we kind of just keep going
Over
around?
here.
Okay. Is Bear 33 here? for a peek into the void. No. Okay.
No.
This is very cool. It reminds me of like a Final Fantasy type
There
thing.
is side note.
Oh, art from the game Anodyne. Okay, good. Yeah. I was gonna say we want to make sure that if people are using art from other artists, that we're crediting that, because
Okay.
that's not fair to whoever worked on the game Anodyne if they're not getting credit. Okay, so Bear 33, peek into the void. Okay. I'm wondering, I'm guessing that the what is it called when you use like fewer colors to represent more colors? Like, I'm assuming that this game was not built with a 16 color palette based on the way that the dithering
Yeah,
is.
it's the dithering.
Yeah. Every day I'm dithering. But yeah, it's very so there was like some adaptation here, probably using machine. But
It looks crunchy.
yeah, it is an
It
iconic
does look
shot.
crunchy. I love how the closer you get, the more you see like the colors, and then the farther away it all blends together. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops! I'm realizing that I
Amazing.
need to. There we go.
Every pixel is one block placed in the real world.
That's amazing.
Yep, the real world, as we
The real world.
as we call it. Yeah,
My real world.
Yeah, and so another thing that we might do, so like I said, after round 1, I want to have Mantua Maker talk to us a little bit about the Defiant. Between round 2 and 3, I want to try and visit some of if people have the coordinates ready for us to visit where some of this, actually, maybe we should do that after round 3. We should look at all the art in the gallery first. But okay.
I know we have additional rooms that aren't a part of the contest for like other map arts that have been created before the time period of building.
Mm-hmm.
So if we do need more things to look at in between, we have that available.
Yeah, okay. Either way, yeah, we want to see that map platform though to show Sfé like where this stuff was built. But we'll do that after round 3. Okay. So a child asked to draw home in Poland, 1948, by Stellar Spider. Presumably this is a photograph from 1948.
Yes, I've been doing a lot of historical photographs this season,
Mm-hmm.
and I love the black and white and trying to reach through the limitations of the block palette here in Minecraft and really find the regular people in those photographs.
It's very cool. Yeah, because with the limited retro block palette here, you didn't even have access to all of the grays that would exist in the full Minecraft map art.
So I use some extra brown and cyan. Those are my go-tos for black and white.
Oh, it definitely...
That's incredible. Hey, wow.
Yeah, that works. That works very well. Oh, I just realized now I can fly. It's like, oh, I could be above people so that, yeah, we have a better view. But that is just absolutely brilliant, Stellar. Thank you so much for sharing. What is this? The no rupees in here. Oh, this is interesting because it's on a transparent map.
This is just a callback to the April Fool's prank from this year. The year's been weird for me.
How do you make a transparent map in Minecraft? How do you get the transparent block?
You have
You
to
gave us them.
you have to be on a glass platform over the void, so the end or void world.
So it has to be in the end. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But also
it's
utilizing
built like
the
a similar
specific item frames you gave as Bahalo loot.
Oh, yeah. No, I know how you make an invisible item frame. No, I was asking how you make an invisible map. Like pixel.
Well, the invisible map doesn't work unless it is on an invisible item frame.
Well, you would see the frame.
Yeah, it definitely helps to have the item frame be invisible too.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
This is clever. I like the use of the new 120 pots. That's really smart. It's funny.
Yeah, this is a very interesting installation. Like you're not necessarily being judged on the installation. This is we're scoping it to the 1x1 map, but it is worth noting that is a cool way to present that.
I just want to show that it's like maps aren't just pictures on walls, but they can be used in so many ways. Like I've done pizza, I've done video game consoles. There's a lot of ways to do it.
That's really great. It looks like are all of your maps in a cluster? That's actually ideal, so that way we don't have to have a bunch of
Yes.
people jumping around. So this
Yeah,
is
I don't
another
really
one.
have to explain this one. This is just pretty. I made it.
So
Wow.
it's a paper chain banner by Stellar Spider, and you did something similar. Where did you build this over the end so you'd have the transparency?
That's also a transparent map, yes.
Oh, very cool. Because yeah, it looks like a real banner. Like
It does.
that's very clever.
I thought it was the gender fluid flag for a moment.
I'm not a lexillologist or whatever, so I don't know.
Oh, and you've even got like the
Little-
what's that called? Like the transept at the top that the banner is hanging off of. That's great. I love it.
And you can see the little hooks that connect the banner, the paper chains.
Oh
Like
my god.
it's subtle, but it's there. That's
Wonderful.
very gorgeous. Thank you, Stellar. So let's see. We've got this is not a 1x1 map, so let's assume that
Yes,
we come.
it is a 1x1 map.
Is it?
It is one map.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's the
all
same
four
map.
the same map.
Just
oh,
rotated.
interesting.
It's one of my favorite quilt designs. So this is the one that took me the longest to design out of game. It's not the longest to build because it was just one map.
I am as a technical minded person who wrote the rules to this contest, I am annoyed that I did not see this coming. Like I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, no, I mean, yeah, this is totally valid. Because like in theory, if there was like a wall of the 1x1 Kirby's, that would still be that
It's still
map.
1x1.
Yeah. This is y'all are surprising me in exciting ways. Okay, very cool. So Antelope Cabin, Log Cabin quilt designed by Lori Schifrin. So this quilt designed by Lori Schifrin, is this somebody that you know, or is she a famous quilter, or?
She's a well-known quilter because people have used this design to make thousands of these style of quilts. But everyone makes it in their own colors, so everyone's quilt is their own.
That's very cool. And so,
That's
how
cool.
much adaptation did you do from the original colors, like to get the Minecraft pixel art? Like, did you choose to swap out some of these colors yourself then?
I chose the color scheme myself, yes. So I didn't even know what I wanted to do for the color scheme when I started out, and I just got the shapes. And then I spent about twice the time of getting the shapes, just figuring out different colors that would work.
Absolutely gorgeous.
It's a great use of color. I love the green.
Yeah. I'm worried, like with something like that. I'm like, if I look at it too long, I'll never stop looking at it. I'm like, I must look away. Let me look at something else. Here's me eating Doritos. Or something.
Oh my gosh, currying favor with the judges.
Yeah. So it looks like Kindless has drawn Dottie, aka Dottie Matrix, who is presumably here somewhere, drew a sketch of me finding this beef jerky that I lost. At one point, Sfé, this is one of the things the stream keeps asking me about. At some point, like 18 months ago now, I lost a 1-pound bag of beef jerky somewhere in my apartment.
Okay.
Like, I opened it, I had a few pieces, and I put it down somewhere, and I have not seen it since. And
Still to this day?
no. And, like, I mean...
Oh, that's going to be a problem one day.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have any sugar in it, so it's not, like, going to attract ants or anything, but, like, you know...
Right.
And it's, like... But still, and it's like a Ziploc seal, too, so, like... so it doesn't smell, or I would have found it.
Of course.
But yeah, at some point, I put down a 1-pound bag of beef jerky, and I have not seen it since. And so this is a depiction of me finding it. Yeah, so Kindle says eventually it'll pop. Yeah, it'll just, in the middle of the night, I'll hear this explosive sound as the gases
no.
inside the bag blow it. Yeah. But yeah, so this is map art by Kindless, sketch by Dottie Matrix. Very cool.
I love the texture of the shirt, but your hair looks like the same texture as the jerky, so now I just think you have jerky hair.
Yeah, it's like the bag has a window in it, and there's just part of my hair. You know, if people draw Zombie Cleo with like Medusa snake hair, you know, people could draw me with like strips of dried meat.
Oh, I couldn't wish that into existence.
Yeah.
I love the hands are so difficult to draw, so I like the use of like the stubby little Minecraft hands. That's really cute.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fun sketch. Yeah. So I like this one a lot. We got another map by Kindleless here called Cheeseburger, and presumably this is a based on the fact it says Mahis. I'm assuming this is a series of portraits of people on the server. Oh, yes. Actually, clearly it is. So it looks like.
Oh my gosh.
So Kindleless has done an entire a collab with Dottie here. So we have Mahis with a cheeseburger. We have Superstone with your milkshake. Presumably in the context of, I drink your milkshake. I drink it up! We've got Centauratron with salmon. Because, like, I guess foxes love salmon. Is that a thing? I don't know if that's a thing. But, oh, these are all so cute, Dottie. And then Dottie Matrix self-portrait. Self-portrait over here of Dottie looking at a cookie. Gotta eat the cookie.
The amount of effort to go into doing everyone, that's amazing.
And then we've got Tommy looking at a duck cracker here. These are all so cute.
These are so cute.
We've got Fifth Alice with rabbit stew. Now, presumably that's a stew that a rabbit is eating, not...
Not a stew of rabbits.
Not a stew of rabbits? This is...
Joe, that is Fifth Alice's favorite food. I double-checked before making this joke.
Okay. Oh, so this is like somebody wearing like a pizza hat to a pizza place. So Fifth Alice is not a rabbit, just wearing enthusiastic soup ears. Like
Rabbit
the holes is
costume.
1 through 4, and they're Fifth Alice.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay. So it's just like eating the past. There's actually something here. Like this is a rejection of the Chinese concept of ancestor worship, as featured in the film Mulan by the Disney Corporation. Yeah. Oh boy. This is just absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's not my job to have favorites, and then I'm like, oh, as a judge. No, it's literally my job. So it's like, writing this down, Fifth Alice best stew. Like, that note will make sense later. Oh boy, that is amazing. I was like, I don't know if we have room for more, and then right next to it, more! We got Mardigan, a sketch by Dottie, map by Kindleless. Melora, some more. Like, I want some more. Oh, look. So these two are actually designed to be next.
That's so cute.
Now, if they were actually next to each other, though, they would be knocked out of qualifying for this category, though. So, it's s'mores.
S'mores.
Because it's a roasted marshmallow.
S'mores. Oh, this is clever. It's like play upon word upon play upon word.
Yeah, Kindle says they deliberately don't line up so that it's not disqualifying. Oh, that's clever. Quill writes about the Fifth Alice one, reject modernity, consume history. Yeah, I am so excited. Just like, even though this is not an art contest for drawing, like, that Dottie, like, these are amazing. I love that y'all make stuff that I don't expect. That's the best part of judging this, is I come in and there's like, what? Like, I had no idea this existed. Tommy has been handling a lot of the behind the scenes stuff to set up for this event so that I would not see this. I did not know this existed, and this is absolutely making my day. Dottie Vitrick says, this is a pile of post-it notes on my desk at work. Oh, really? Do you do these with, like, highlighters on... Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Dottie, if you don't mind posting these to the Spam Art You Made channel later, like, I would, all office supplies, I would, you know, not, if you don't want to take pictures of all of them, but I would love to see a sample of those later. Centauratron says, also, massive thanks to Kindleless for building map platforms in the end to make all these maps possible. Yeah, these are just fantastic.
Incredible.
So we've got Void over here. Is this whole, like, I didn't even realize, because I was just looking at this wall here. There's this series of portraits. Kindleless says, I made 22.
22.
22.
My
So we've
goodness.
got faulty and Neapolitan with the ice cream there. We've got bear gone. Wow, these are so cool.
Cone.
Cupcake.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute. What a good skin.
Pancake. I gotta say, so in terms of curation, the choices to put cupcake and pancake next to each other
So clever.
is delightful. We got tea here.
Tea. Oh my goodness.
I like everyone
Oh,
standing
tea and
next to
coffee.
their
Yeah.
portraits.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
Burger next to milkshake. Yeah. I'm seeing the bigger picture here. Like, in the same way that Stellar Spider took one image and created a bigger picture, we're also having a big picture experience of, like, celebrating the server members. And this is so fun because this is
so amazing.
this is something that people can come visit on the server. We got Gritmonger with a mushroom as a badger there. That makes sense.
Harming and then taking a potion of harming. I love
Yeah,
it.
just potion of harming. Like, Dottie says it's a piece on community and how we're all tied together. Also, good food ties people together too. Very cool.
Oh, I love that.
Mancho Maker's little donut. So cute. We've got Desire Fire with pizza. You know, I did not know how much food there would be in this. Like, I had a light lunch a few hours ago, so I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't come in here be food coma Joe, where I'm like, okay guys, we just had a hamburger. Tommy, talk nice to the people. Like, and like now I'm looking at this, I'm like, I want a pizza now, but also I want a bagel now, and. You know, I don't eat a lot of mushrooms, but they're good. When was the last time I had a mushroom? Just like, you know, oh, and a donut. Like, no, I'm not gonna go eat between games or between rooms. That's a bad idea.
What's that? That kid's book, the Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah, the
right?
Very Hungry Caterpillar.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, and we're gonna make a 1x1 map of a mushroom, and a 1x1 map of a donut, and a 1x1 map of a pizza, and a 1x1 map of a bagel.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
This is fantastic. Tommy, is this the extent of this room? Is this the whole
There's a
1x1
piece up here. It's not signed. I don't know who it's by, but it's awesome.
Tag your 2D carpet map for your consideration. Yeah, well, we can't consider it if we don't know who submitted it. And, like, was it part of the, was it built during the 3-month contest time, or was this something pre-existing?
Oh,
It wasn't
this was
here.
definitely built during the competition.
Okay, well, did you build it, Dottie?
Definitely wasn't my alter ego, not Banksy.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
Okay. So, so we're gonna put, so just so the judges can note who that's not Banksy, with the howdy. I do think that's a great use of the transparency as well, being able to tag walls and stuff.
I love that. I love how it looks like with the spray can. You know how in MS Paint,
Yeah.
it does like the pixely spray can? It's really good.
Yeah, but it also like has some drips like real paint too, like with the glasses.
I love that.
That is very cool. Oh, this is so amazing. So let's see, Tommy, as our museum location expert, is this the end of the solo retro area?
That'll be a question specifically for Mantua Maker, as she's the lead for any additional setup rooms. To my knowledge, it is the end of this room.
Okay, well, I'm gonna. Oh, yes, Mantua?
Yes, that is the end of the room of. We just have it in 3 categories. I don't know if we have officially any groups. Did anybody? Just put in if you are groups. I don't know if Dottie and Kindle is how you guys wanted to do your sketches and map.
I was gonna say, if Kindlist did all the map making, then these would be considered solo entries. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, all of my sketches are Kindle's maps.
Okay. Fantastic. Cool. So if there's no group retro category, I think we'll move on to the kind of more expansive middle category, which has unlimited block palette and up to 5 maps. Where would we go for that, Tommy?
Back up the stairs and now to the left for the refined category.
Refined. Retro. Refined.
Wow.
Deep fried sunrise with original poem by Joe Hills. The sun is shining. Teletubbies would live here if only they could. Yeah, that's a little haiku for everybody. Magenta, do you have anything you want to share about this?
Yeah. So for petitions a couple months ago, I asked you to write a haiku about my base, and this is what came from that. I was so inspired by the Teletubbies bit that I put your face on the Teletubbies baby son, and I made this in MS Paint, and then turned it into a map.
That's gorgeous.
Please note the Comic Sans and the perfect spacing on all the letters.
I did appreciate the kerning.
The kerning's incredible, yeah.
Yeah. So when you say you did this in MS Paint, so did you start with like a screen cap from the show, or did you just draw this in MS Paint?
No, I started with a screen cap from the show.
Okay, that's totally fine. I'm just trying to make sense or make sure I know the limits of where, where you're using inspiration and where you're doing stuff directly. This is I love this is the sort of thing that, like, I don't know if you use like any sort of social media service that have like a banner like at the top. But like honestly, I kind of want to use this as my banner on Blue Sky, like, because it's got a blue sky in it. Hold on.
Does.
I'm more than happy to send it to you if you'd really like to.
Oh, well, no, I was going to just take I'm trying to take a screenshot and these stupid particles keep popping up from the but yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, if you don't mind, Magenta, this is not gonna affect the judging either way, but if you don't mind, would it be okay if I set that as my Blue Sky background image?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, because this is I love this so much.
It's got that, when you save a JPEG over and over, it becomes deep fried. It's got that recreation of like the deep fried effect perfectly. I love that.
I'm assuming that's part of the title there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez,
yeah.
of course.
But I'm glad you picked up on that.
That's great.
Well, it's always good when you find out the title of something. Like you come in, your roommate's watching a movie, you watch the whole movie, and then you get to the end and you're like, what was the name of that movie anyway? I don't even know what that was. And then they say the name and you're like, oh, of course it is. Of course that's the title. Like, that's a good title when it just makes sense.
It describes what it is.
Yeah. Does what it says on the tin.
Exactly.
Awesome. So I think
Beautiful.
I gotta say, I love how many depictions of me there are. Let's go ahead and move on to our second depiction of me over here. Etching of Arachne by Otto Henry Fokker, 1884, by Centauratron. Centauratron, you want to talk about this a little bit? Centauratron writes in the text chat, anyone who knows me knows I like Greek myth. In one of the books I have about it, there was this piece of Arachne that caught my attention, and I felt it would look nice as a map. Arachne as a map. Arachne as a map in a rap. Centauratron out! So, this is gorgeous, Centauratron. So, so you found this in a book, and then did you scan it or find like an alternate source for the image from like the museum and then adapt it, I'm guessing? Found file online. Very cool.
Amazing.
Very cool.
Wow.
Like the color works to be able to see like the form through the I don't know if that's more webbing in front or
Presumably, yeah. Like
sheet,
spider
maybe?
silk. So, yeah, in terms of the block palette here, what blocks did you use to get like this pale yellow? Are these pearlescent frog lights or something? For those who don't know, your ignorance shows Arachne was a weaver who knew how to boast about her skill and was turned into a spider by Athena. Yeah, this is all in Into the Spider-Verse. I've seen that.
The pale yellow could be sand.
The calcite, diorite slabs, and sandstone slabs. Oh, very cool. Very cool.
Wow. Wow.
I like it. That is fantastic. So thank you, Centauratron. Yeah, I know there's more to it. I was just curious about that particular element. But yeah, that's a really cool piece of work by Otto Henry Bacher from 1884. Just think, some of the work that you do today, some random person on the extranet in like 2025, 2225. I was going to say 2025 is like 2 years from now. I'm like in the deep future, 1998. Like, it's fine. Okay. So, meanwhile, over here, what have we got? It's, Bear 33 is not here today. This is a Saturn in Equinox as photographed by Cassini. I gotta say, I love the way that this was, the dithering on this reminds me of the old Encarta. Like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, this is
crap.
exactly how planets
We're dating
looked.
ourselves, but yeah, you're right.
This is how planets looked when I was a kid. Y'all don't know that.
It's very subtle, but I like how there's like a blue band, then red, then yellow, then red going across. I don't know if that's like how the image came out. I just think it looks great.
Yeah.
There's like a pixel down here. I don't know if that's intentional or not.
That's something I've noticed is sometimes people will like.
It's Titan. Oh, it's one of the moons.
Very cool. That's no
it's
moon.
so tiny.
Yep. Very cool. So thank you to Bear if you're watching this later. Thanks for sharing, Share Bear. Okay, my cabbages. So this is a three-dimensional map. So Sfé, I don't know how much Minecraft mapping you've done. What that means is that like you can get certain color gradients by changing the elevation of the blocks.
Oh.
And so by having this like actually be like a hillside, you can have like a change in the darkness of the green, if that makes any sense.
I was wondering because I was gonna say I don't know how they got so neon, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
It's very cool.
That's incredible. So it's like mapping in three-dimensional space to make a two-dimensional image.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that was something you were not allowed to do for the retro maps, but is an option for these. And this is the first example I think we're seeing of that. So that's very cool. Very cool. Over here, let's move on. We have a map by Magenta with original Lina cut by Nat, aka Cutest Patoti. Is that actually that? So is Nat like somebody Magenta just knows?
Yeah, they're my good friend, and they're the one that created the art. It's some My Chemical Romance fan art that they made into a lino cut, and I thought it was really cool.
That.
So I made it into a map.
Oh yeah, that is very cool.
I love that.
Like I love that we're showcasing art by people that we know. Like that this is because like it's cool. Like I've never seen this depiction of Arachne before, right? Right. And so it's like cool being exposed to like historical art that I wouldn't have seen otherwise because I don't do a lot of Greek myth research or whatever. You know, but then like it's like, oh, here's something cool my friend made that I thought more people should see, and so I'm sharing it with you. Like that's a really cool thing to do, Magenta.
That's really cool. I'm always a sucker for black and red images, so this speaks to me deeply.
Yeah. Well, for those of y'all who haven't seen the Wolf That Only You Can See series by Sfémonster, I'm gonna post that link again in the chat, because that is
it's all
black and red and white accents, and it's like this is what the kids would call on brand.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love an MCR reference, so this speaks to me.
I like that for this category, they made usage of like having it be a 2x2 canvas because you can really block in the shapes better since there's more space available because there's still only just two colors, you know, just the black and just the red. So having such clean line work done to have like the line thickness, you know, if you look here on the left side, it goes from thick to thin. just by varying where the dots are. And then I just think it's very good, very clean work considering it is just 2 colors.
Well, and I think it captures the spirit of the lino cut well. Like
Mhm.
the dithering, like I said, here's your Encarta picture of Saturn. That
Yes.
that captures something, and it says something about the medium of like early
Oh, I know.
CD-ROM
I'm saying it's done
encyclopedia.
well.
And the lino cut though is a cut. There's no dithering. There's no like you get the texture from the 2 colors in the way
Mhm.
that so like this is a great embrace of the original media as well. Like that's very cool.
Amazing.
What blocks did you use to get the red, just out of curiosity?
Oh, so this is all carpet.
Oh, okay.
Red and black carpet.
Wow.
Interesting. Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Magenta. We're gonna move on to this next piece here by Stellar Spider. I'm hopefully not gonna mispronounce this. Is it Sharbat Gula? Afghan girl photograph from 1984 by Steve McCurry.
Yes, that's correct.
Very cool. Can you talk a little bit about why you selected this piece in particular?
Ever since I've known about this photo for, I don't know, at least 10 years, it's like she's gorgeous, and it's like she's the epitome of beauty to me, even though it's not really the epitome of beauty to vast majority of the modern world.
So this this photograph though is specifically of a refugee as well. And that was
Technically, she's not a refugee. She lives in Afghanistan, and she hasn't left it. She is living in poverty. She is living under the Taliban,
well,
but she's not a refugee.
I thought, okay, sorry. So what I had on this photograph, because this is something like I've seen before, and like so I wanted to double check. She was an Afghan refugee in Pakistan when this was taken.
Yes, probably.
She might
you're
not be a
probably right about
refugee
that.
anymore because this was in 1984. So I'm not trying to like say that.
And like the amazing thing is, they went back 20 years later to find her and talk to her and
Wow.
just see where her life had led, and it's not surprising where her life had led.
Yeah, because this was on the cover of National Geographic back when we had magazines. National Geographic was a big one, kids. And yeah, so this was a very politically important image for talking about how war displaces people, and it, yeah. So this is like, for those of y'all who want to learn more about this sort of thing, like this is a great starting point. So thank you. Superstone says, I still read Nat Geo. I wasn't explaining it to you, Superstone. I was explaining it to, like, you know, we there are children in the audience. Okay. So, yeah. Thank you so much, Stellar. This is
beautiful.
well executed. Yeah, you really,
Incredible.
this is the sort of thing, like, if you tried to do this at 128 by 128 pixels, it would have been hard to get the level of detail and whatnot you've got here.
I especially, like, for the eyes, I took extra care to get the correct color blocks to do the eyes.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Which blocks did you use, just out of curiosity, for that?
Yeah.
I remember at least one of them was the shroom light, the sort of I don't know, the greenish shroom light. That's what, I don't remember what it's called. But that one has an amazing color for that area.
Amazing.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. Yeah, this is fantastic. Let's see over here. We did the cabbage one. We've got, what is this one called? Rainbow Button Sticker by Stellar Spider. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
So Kindless built a version of Mumbo's The Button on our server. And wants prizes to give away when people get all the flags from our button. So this is a map made to be a prize. It's themed around Pride Month.
Cool. So did you design this yourself then?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool.
Love it.
And it's in this category presumably because of the block choices? We're
Well,
outside
the
of the wall.
blocks are all carpet, but I did do staircasing with these. So I have the darkest black you can get by doing a downward slope,
Ah,
and then some of the bright
Oh.
colors by doing upward slopes.
very cool.
Oh, I see. That's cool.
Awesome.
I love the detail of like there's a drop shadow under the little white of the outline of the hearts and stuff.
is
That's
there?
really cool.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. That's the sort of depth cues that you get from,
That's
building
really
up and
cool.
down.
I love that.
That's great. Thank you, Stellar. It looks like you're going to be presenting to us for a little bit, so I'm going to stop thanking you every time because
Well,
I
this
have.
is the last one.
Oh,
This
really?
is
Because the
just
one next to it is.
Oh, well, that's a team one.
Oh, okay.
I'll let Kindle say something about
Okay.
that one.
So, yeah, tell us about Pastel Chevron Wallpaper Quilt.
I like making quilts, so
Mhm.
this is just a random design I made. And it's 3 maps technically, the top, middle, and bottom.
Interesting. So it's
Oh,
3
I
distinct maps that
see.
are arranged to create this broader quilt. And you've got the depth cues in there to get the different darkness and whatnot on the stitching, I'm guessing?
Yes.
That's wonderful. I love like combining the three maps to make something that's so much larger than just 3 maps. That's so clever.
Yeah, because I see, like, for those of y'all who are like, wait, where's the third map or whatever? It's like, so if you look at the very top here, there's like hooks, and that
Yeah.
like there's the gray that isn't
The
there
gray.
except for at the very bottom. So the top and bottom. So you got kind of these bookends for this repeating pattern. That's very cool. Okay, Kindle, if you want to type up about the blackest black here, or are you on voice now?
This map is a map me and Stellar made on her birthday, and it's a 3D black map, so we can get the blackest shade of black in the game, and we built it in an hour.
Okay, and so, how do you? What is the technique to get the blackest black?
You have to have the black carpet layered in like a downward slope. So it was placing rows of stone followed by rows of black carpet.
Very cool.
Oh.
And it just staircased up 128 blocks in the north direction.
Okay, but so there's no texture to it at the end though. When you finish it, it comes out as one thing.
Yes.
Well, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
And then it looks like the next piece here is also by you, the Starfield. Can you tell us about that?
This is actually using that same diagonal platform to get that darker black, but I was trying to get a space picture that worked on a 128 map, and this is as close as I could get at this scale for a space picture.
Okay, very cool.
Wow.
Got some twinkly stars in there. So yeah, I'm guessing the
That's
way that
beautiful.
that's very gridded toward the upper right there. Is that like a dithering effect from the scaling, or is that actually like
this is
the
just
data from the
pixel
sensors?
art,
Oh, okay. So
so it's not based on any actual picture. It's
Oh,
just,
okay.
It was the only
Oh,
way
I
to get it to work.
see.
Okay, so it's original pixel art. Okay, cool. I'd like to know yeah, for my notes when stuff's original fully. That's very cool. And then I see over here, this one's also map art by Kindless. This is art by Dottie. I can't actually read the sign, but it looks like it says Beetroot Boys, a shop sign for Sean Art and Kindless. So this is presumably a play on the Backstreet Boys.
Actually, we decided one day we wanted to make a bunch of beetroots. We made a redstone machine that required 2 players to make it work, so we get a shulker of beetroot seeds. And then we were like, why don't we make a shop selling these things? Because everybody needs more beetroot seeds in their life.
Gotcha.
So now our shop that hasn't been built yet has a big sign.
Awesome. So this will be used on the server to facilitate commerce. Most excellent.
The map is transparent, and I put it on sculpt blocks, so that's how you get that fading effect in the image.
Oh, very cool.
I see.
Now, there's
That's
no way to
cool.
get translucency in a map. It's all or nothing on the pixels, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Very cool. That's just gorgeous. So, thank you. Is that, do we have more Kindle lists before we move on? Or it looks like, nope, we're moving on to Melora. Melora, will you be joining us in voice?
Yep, howdy.
Howdy. What order would you like to present these in? I realize I should have asked that of everybody, but since, we're starting now. Should we start with Baby Yoda Koala, or?
May as well.
Okay.
So this is something I painted for one of my friends. I've decided like about 10 years ago that every year for her birthday, I would paint her or make something that's a koala themed. And usually having to do with like whatever's popular or has happened in her life or like other things in the world that year. So when Baby Yoda was a really big thing and everyone loved Baby Yoda, I was like, he kind of looks like a koala. So I took like one of the like reference images of Baby Yoda kind of staring off, and I just made it into a koala and I painted it for her, and she loves it.
Oh, that's very cool. So you did the original painting, and then you adapted it to pixel art, or to well, it's not really technically pixel art; it's dithering
Yeah.
JPEG to style.
So yeah, this was acrylic on canvas, and this was just like the size that I thought worked best because there's a lot of different oranges, but there's not that many orange variations that you can do without going into 3D, and I didn't want to have to do 3D because that's a pain.
Yeah. So this is using the expanded block palette though, and the expanded size.
Yes.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You know what I love about this so much is that the way that you adapted the painting into map art, like with the blocks, you can still see like the brush strokes on the ears and stuff like that. It's incredible how you can like replicate that using map art. That's so cool.
Thank you. I took a lot of inspiration with Joe saw this, a lot of people saw that with Van Gogh Parade when I redid Van Gogh's Starry Night, which was a lot bigger than this, but I wanted to make sure that like the brush strokes got in so you could see that kind of thing. And so that's part of why I chose this size. I thought it would be good to see that aspect.
Very cool.
Oh, just fantastic. So Melora, for this next wall here, how do you want to present this? Like, I don't want to pick a piece if you're like, do we read it from left to right?
So this is just, at the top it says it's a blatant appeal to the judges, a series. Okay. So they're all would individually fit within this refined category because they all use more than just carpets and the size that. So I just try to pick things that I knew that the judges like or love or that kind of thing and match them.
Okay. So how much research did you do on Sfé? Because
so with Sfé, I looked at their Tumblr and that kind of thing, and I loved the art stuff, but I also didn't want to use Sfé's art without like contacting first because I thought that would be a bit rude if they're coming here. I mean, like maybe they'd love to see that, but yeah. So I saw one of the things that said like basically two things I love are rabbits and Minecraft. So I did a rabbit.
This is incredible. It's so funny. I love rabbits. They're my favorite animal. This is so cute.
So the badger holding a wrench. So yeah, my fiance's like online handle is Badger Spanner, and Spanner is British for wrench. So so melees with wrench. So is this? Did you take any of these photographs yourself, or did you do any of this from scratch, or what was your sources for
this? So the duck photographs are things that Mardigan, he loves taking pictures of ducks, and like that was back in college, so he took those like really high res. The bunny, it's hard to find pictures of bunnies. I thought to try to find something from, because I do a lot of work with the local shelter, but the rabbits they have in right now just wouldn't map well because they're like all white, and the pictures they have weren't that great, so it would just be like this kind of weird white blob. So I found something from Craigslist, and like hopefully people will adopt rabbits from wherever. And yeah, the badger one, that one hangs head in shame. That was an AI art thing generator.
I suspected that based on like the shape of the wrench.
I had to try so many different things. I'm like, how? Otherwise, I would have had to have like photoshopped like a picture of a badger with like a picture of a wrench just kind of like superimposed over it. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I want to encourage viewers to make AI art about my fiance. So like, I'm noting that down there. That's maybe not the best behavior. But yeah, no, it is exciting though that you're bringing in Mardigan's another server member, bringing in photography, making this a cool collab, even if you're the only one working on the maps.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Wow.
Is that have we finished this room, or are there more? Have we knocked out the refined category?
I believe we've knocked out the refined category, but there's apparently an additional hall for the retro category that we had missed.
Oh,
Apparently, there had been an entrant who had made so many entries that they have their own hall.
oh,
But
okay.
it's not
well,
like that.
Oh, okay. It was called
Just-
Mardigan's Gallery, so I had assumed.
It's just to the right here down this hall.
Okay, yeah. So let's finish checking out all the retro before we move on to the really big.
Okay, I feel really self-conscious because I'm like I have my own gallery wing, and it's like, oh, that's not. I don't want to like make this a huge thing, but I feel like my art has to be viewed in context,
Okay.
and also like what's the point of art if not to try and convey some slice of the human experience? So this is my attempt to take what I've been feeling for the last 2 years, whatever, and turn it into map art form.
Okay.
The entrance is right down here. Tommy has jumped right in.
Okay.
Tommy, you can tell us what you see.
It's incredible. There are no words.
I promise no one will die in the exhibit.
I was gonna say it's gonna be hard for us to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let people. Can folks let the judges go through first? Actually, Superstone, sorry, and Shreddy. But yeah, I just want to make sure that we get the viewers at home and the VOD gets this. So we've got Minecraft here. What's the next one?
The context is like a year and a half ago, I was like working too hard, like gaming too long, and I like hurt the muscles around my eyes, just like extreme eye strain that like put me out for a day or two. And since then, like it's been kind of a constant thing of like, oh, like I keep getting headaches when I game, and when I'm watching shows and when doing anything fun, I keep getting these headaches. And like no bummers or anything. Like I'm getting treatment now, and this exhibit is kind of a walkthrough of going through vision therapy, seeing a therapist, and trying to retraining my eyes to see. Because apparently, after my whole life of looking at screens, apparently I'm not very good at looking at screens. So I need to retrain like how I perceive depth and how my eyes like work together, how they converge, and so it is. This is my therapy experience.
Very interesting. So this one I'm looking at, I don't know if you can tell which one I'm looking at. It's like got red lines with the text and stuff. Like so that represents like being like having your overlapping vision from between things, or
yeah. So that chart is you're intended to view it with red-green glasses. So each eye only sees every other column.
Oh.
So if your eyes aren't working well together, then the columns start merging together and just kind of wandering, and it's kind of frustrating. But there's a whole bunch of things with lenses and just trying to get eyes get together again to know where you're looking at space, and it's just been a very interesting kind of surreal experience, and I'm just trying to capture that in map art form.
That's very cool. I wanted to ask about this one with the circles. I'm assuming these are supposed to. This is kind of another one of those like the quilt where it's like this is just one map.
Yes,
but
one map rotated.
Yeah.
This is kind of like a magic eye. It is hard to get it to work in this Minecraft context, but the idea is you can cross your eyes a little bit and kind of fuse a third circle in the center, which has some depth that kind of pops out at you. And so I would have like a transparent card with these circles on it and be pushing like moving it in and out and trying to focus on the circles in space as they're moving, like just being aware of where I'm looking at and how I'm using my eyes.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I see it. Oh, that's really neat.
And I've been listening to like music and audiobooks and podcasts and stuff. So there's just books around of just like the things that I've been reading, things I've been listening to try and distract myself from not being able to play Minecraft as much as I wanted to.
That's fair. This is really cool. I will say, it sounds like what you're dealing with is way different from like the sort of eye strain I would get from like yours. This is a totally different level. I will say one of the reasons that I've gotten a lot out of playing pinball is because of the changing depth. Your focus as the ball moves toward, or it's constantly moving toward and away from you or whatever. So, I don't know if you've been looking for an excuse to go play pinball. You have
maybe.
Yeah. But no, this is really cool. So do we go out through this button here?
Oh, well, you're trapped in here for 512 in-game days.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm also in creative mode. I can punch walls. I don't care.
Okay, yeah, I know.
I will break all of Mantua Maker's work.
No.
No,
Yes,
thank you.
this way.
Thank you very much, Mardigan, for sharing that last bit of the retro category. So, judges, make sure that you put that with your retro notes, not with your refined category notes. And we're going to be moving on. Oh, actually, I said earlier we were going to talk to Mantua Maker a little bit about the thing about the ship. Mantua, is now a good time for you to tell us about this? Good time for a quick tour?
Yeah, we could, as we walk towards the really big would be a good opportunity, since we're kind of on one side of the ship and then we have to go to the other side to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was actually going to be my base, but it was overwhelming to think about as I was doing it on my own at the start. And actually, it was Mardigan gave me a schematic of the Defiant that he had found that was the exact thing that I had marked out that I was going to do. And I had put it up in a cobblestone, and I was going to just reskin it, but I really didn't like the shape and a couple other things, and so I reworked it in creative. And actually, everything you see here, I started in February. So from the outside to here is all done from there. And I just found a pattern which is 6 blocks big here. So from the scope block to the andesite, and just repeated it along and found the doorways. And it just made the process a lot easier to do the interior that way. And do the whole ship.
That's very cool. So let's see. Is this? Oh, this is where we were before for the refined category. Mardigan asked, "What's the best part of the ship?"
So the best part of the ship, between the smiley face room that Des did that on stream, and it was really cool. The engineering, which you saw on for petitions, but other people didn't see.
Yeah, like the warp
was
core.
just
It's very cool.
really fun to make. And then I'd say the computer core right next to it was really fun to do too, because those were the most interesting parts of the ship.
Very cool. And then, so I'm back in the smiley face room.
So to get to the really big, we just go around. And then this is the really big hall.
Awesome. Before we, or as we are about to descend, I was going to ask Tommy and Sve, we've been going for about 75 minutes. How do y'all feel about a 5-minute break to refresh drinks or whatever? And then we'll judge.
I think that'll work good.
Third category?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, yeah. So let's meet back here in 5 minutes. I'm going to put some music on the stream. Let's see. What song do I have that's 5 minutes? Sort by duration, like a professional. My Destinies in Tennessee, a rhyming Pokemon Go song. Rhyming geography Pokemon Go song is 4 minutes and 46 seconds. So yeah, we will be back a little bit before 3:20 Central Time. See y'all shortly.
Folks say to be the very best, you gotta travel across the land. But I'm happy here at pretty good, just out walking with my friends. So you can fly from coast to coast for all the antics events. But my destiny's here in Tennessee, my Pokédex in hand. You run your laps chasing lickitung in Providence, and you arc your throws for Electabuzz in St. Louis. But when you're lost in Boston seeking Pokestops, boo-hoo, we'll all still be spinning them up on Rocket Top. It's true. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Tanglers from Los Angeles. If you're there chasing Charizard, you're making your life way too hard. Clutching garlic, pounding pavement down Ventura Boulevard. We don't need Nidoqueens from down New Orleans. I hate to rain on solo you, but parades need a willing crew. All those squirtles on St. Charles saw you wandering and withdrew. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. We don't need Lapras from Minneapolis or Polipers from Mississippers. There's enough Weedles on Monteagle. We could evolve a swarm of Beedrill. There's enough Snubble down to Shovel. We could team Sled with Grumble. We don't need Oregon from out in Oregon or any Pikachus from up in Massachusetts. Sorry, Professor Oklahoma, we'll raid gyms in Tullahoma. Sorry, Pokecoin Palooka, we'll hatch on hikes in Chattanooga. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace. Well, you can race to catch 'em all and fall flat on your face. We'll hatch our Togepi's here in Tennessee at our own predestined pace.
So I am flying around this tough little ship, the Defiant, as constructed by our Patreon servers very own Mantua maker. This is serving as the place that is the artistic space where the folks who have spent the last 3 months in a race to construct the best maps have been placing them. We have so many incredible maps we've already seen in the retro category, which was 1x1 maps with only wool and carpet. Then we moved on to the refined category with a broader block palette and up to 5 maps used in the construction of the work. Now we are moving on to really big. We have a panel of 3 judges that I am a part of. We have that Tommy boy, who is still muted, because we are not, well, we are back from the break. Well, I'm back. We have somewhere as well, Sfémonster. Woo! Sfé is here. Okay, great.
Sorry, I'm a bit late.
No problem. I'm switching my game mode back to... I was just flying around the outside of the Defiant for a little bit so people could appreciate it at home. And so here we are in the really big category. Let's start with Centauratron once more. What is this? Signs. Ooh, okay. Cool. That's not part of the piece. This is the piece. Cosmic Cliffs from the James Webb Space Telescope. Well, this is absolutely gorgeous. For my big map, I was inspired by your pinball mega base to do something from the JWST, but wanted to do something more colorful, so I did the shot titled Cosmic Cliffs. Hey, this is fantastic. So, I see you've named each sign Cosmic Cliffs 1 through 8, and your robes match. Where'd you go? Where are you hiding? Oh, you are wearing Cosmic Cliffs robes. Very cool.
Oh, you're dressed to impress. Love it.
Yeah, not necessarily, you know, we're here to judge you based on this. Good news, this is great.
This is incredible.
But yeah, this is cool. So is this the full... I don't have the Cosmic Cliffs shot in front of me. I'm assuming you cropped down to a particular area here. This is not the full width and height of the picture, is it? Like, how did you make the artistic choice of what to focus on? This is, in fact, the entire universe, writes Mardigan. Whereas Centauratron says, I believe there is some cutoff. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. Well,
The dithering is incredible.
It's beautiful.
I just chose the size I felt would be good for the size I wanted for the ratio. Superstone says the universe has harder edges than we previously thought. Yeah, apparently. Lizzie Mack in the YouTube chat says, I don't understand how this art is made. This is map art in Minecraft. People built this stuff, like, in big flat areas on the server. So, yeah, presumably you used a whole bunch of different blocks for this, not just wool. Is that correct, Centauratron? What was the most inconvenient part of the block palette? Like, what was the thing where you're like, oh, I gotta go gather this? Come on. In exactly that voice. Come on! Lapis lazuli in this economy. Yeah, Dan, thank you for not creating additional moderation overhead for me. Centauratron says, a lot of it was simple, but I did choose blue ice over packed. So that was annoying. Yeah, so you got some blue ice in there. Yeah.
The block
Blue
choice
ice
is
and
cool.
packed ice do show up the same on the map, so you could have just stopped using blue ice and switched to packed, and it would have looked visually the same.
See, there's news you can use. Unfortunately, the cutoff for building the maps was midnight last night, so too late to implement that now. Centauratron writes, yeah, but I'm stubborn.
I like that. I like sticking to it. If it's going to be inconvenient, go all the way. I like that you've labeled some of the parts so I can point out. Like in Cliffs 1 here, you can see there's like gauzy parts. You know, like in Halloween store spider webs when you buy and it's like gauzy and falls apart like that. I like how you can see through the little webbing. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's very cool.
The detail is incredible.
Now, this is a set of 4 by 2 128 by 128 maps. So that's like 512 by 256 pixels. In terms of how many blocks you would have to place for that, 512 times 256. That is 131,072 blocks placed. Assuming that well, at least in terms of the visible pixels. So if for height stuff you were going up and down as well, that'd be more blocks. So that's really cool. What a great way to start off. You did all 2D? Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't blame you at all. Incredible.
Yeah. Now, for the folks watching who are just tuning in, everybody had 3 months to work on these. So this is not like, okay, guys, the theme is space. You have 90 minutes. Go. This was a long-term project for the server. Once a year, I like to host like about a 3-month-long build contest of some kind. We did an outpost building contest last year, and then this year we're doing maps. This is just absolutely spectacular. I was going to say it's stellar, but it might be about to be interstellar over here. We have Kindleist's Webb's first deep field. Kindleist, what do you want to tell us about this? Also, I'm going to set Tommy and Sve to creative, so you can fly around and... But please don't break anything or dupe anything, okay?
Abuse the powers.
Yeah.
This is a 9x9 map of the web deep field that was released over a year ago. I posted a link in your live event chat on Discord to the actual image.
Wow.
Yeah, you got some really cool gravitational lensing in this photo that you captured very well here. Capturing the gravitational lensing would be a real challenge at a smaller scale. Like this is probably the smallest you could make this and still really show the curvature of some of the light.
That's incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
I've also included my build diary because I had to write a book as I went just to keep track of everything.
Nice. Mr. Phillips in YouTube says, just tuning in, is this in survival? Myself and the other judges are in creative mode so we can fly around and examine the things better, but the builds are in survival. The judges flying around is just so we can appreciate this better. Because look at the size of this thing. This is a lot. Lizzie Mack writes, is Earth on there? No, they took this photo while pointing away from the Earth.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah.
Is this a 9x9?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
So let's see. So that's like 128 by 128 times 81. That is 1.3 million blocks placed if you did this in 2D. Did you do this in 2D or?
Yes, this is 2D.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is not a selfie, Lizzie. But yeah, this is very, very cool.
Incredible.
All right. You're definitely taking advantage of the really big part of the really big category. So let's see who we've got next over here. It looks like... Did Mantua build this? Because it says that this was a photo by the...
Yes, I did.
Okay, cool, because I was going to say, Mantua, if somebody else is, like, breaking into your grandpa's house to steal photographs for the build contest, like, that's a moderation issue. I don't want to deal with it. Tommy can deal with that. But yeah, please tell us about it.
So yeah, my grandpa took this picture in 1938, really close to the house that he grew up in, and just a few miles from here, and a few years later, they built 2 large hangars for the airships to patrol the coast. He joined the Navy and took this picture to Lakehurst, New Jersey, where he ended up getting injured in training to be a parachute trooper. And so he went back to Oregon to rig parachutes for the troops that actually ended up going to war.
Mm-hmm.
And then he spent the rest of his life as a telephone repairman, holding this picture like throughout until he finally got back to the Oregon coast. In the early 2000s, I became his caregiver when he had Alzheimer's, and entered this picture in a competition, and it won first prize there. In 2006, he passed away, and we donated the original picture to a restaurant. And unfortunately, the restaurant burned down with the picture inside.
I know.
And my family thought we lost the picture, but amazingly, I received, as part of the reward for that competition, a digital copy, and that's what I used to make this picture. And it's 8 maps, so it's a 2x4 map. Yep.
Oh, that's amazing that
What
you're
a
sharing
story.
something that like what you literally couldn't see this anywhere else in the world. I mean, like maybe or like yeah, like that's so special that you're sharing that with us. Thank you.
It's beautiful, and I love the idea of like a digital recreation of a digital recreation of the original photo. You know, it's nested now.
Yeah, we do our best to come back from fires. That's one of the things people do. Like, oh boy, but this is
Beautiful.
so cool. It's a great shot. I see why it won. Just fantastic composition.
Yeah.
Um,
The reflection on the water and the luminousness of the sunlight. It's beautiful.
very cool.
Wow.
I'm just taking a second to breathe it in. We got to keep moving though. We still got so much left to see. Vanchua, thank you again so much for sharing.
Wonderful.
We've got Reflections, acrylic on canvas, art and map by Melora. So, Melora, it looks like you got a few pieces next to each other here. Is this the intended viewing order? Can we go right to left or?
Yeah, I have these two, and also across the way I've got a photo that I did. But we can start with here with Reflections.
Mm-hmm.
I did a guided painting, just like the art Sherpa does some really awesome paintings and like step-by-step things. And this was using a palette knife mainly, so I was just trying to get like the impressions on. And because when you deal with palette knives and acrylic, you never really get something that looks exactly like what the person guiding you is making. So I just like the kind of given nature, and I just really like how it turned out. Granted, it's a bit darker and deeper in person, but I don't like telling people what I see because I want to hear what they see first.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes any sense.
I love the brushstrokes of the palette knife. You can see it so clearly in this. It's phenomenal.
It's really cool.
What I love, I don't know, because you said you want to hear what people have to see themselves. What I see is the reflection looks more clear than what would be like on the top of what surface it would be on. Like when I look at the bottom here, I see like a vase of flowers maybe, or some sort of like floral display. But then the top, it doesn't look as structured, I guess, so to say.
Yeah, there's an angle of like it's too brilliant to look at directly, and so you can perceive more by seeing how it bounces off things, which is interesting. Yeah, this is just fantastic. So yeah, thank you for sharing that, Melora. Let's check out your next one here. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, wait, this looks like something out of Tress and the Emerald Sea.
And it is.
It is. I'm not dumb.
Gosh.
So
it's an illustration by Howard Leon, but you did the map. Or Lion.
Correct. I have it right down the title of the art that Howard Leon did is Death of the Dream, which is early enough in the story that I didn't think it'd be too spoilery, but it also kind of gives off the essence of like the imagery of the world building that Sanderson did with that novel. And I chose this one because this was one of the book club books that we did. I was originally planning on also making a map for March, but I just didn't have the time with other constraints to get that in. Otherwise, it would have been side by side to like show like the two book club things.
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, great choice in terms of like. So to get the different greens you had here, is this copper that
Yeah.
you're using to get that in game?
It's probably. It's more of a teal, so it's probably the warped wood
Oh,
planks
yeah, I'm
with
seeing
some
that now that I'm really closer.
the stuff that grows on the nether trees, the greens. I forget what it's
Yeah,
called, but yeah, the other stuff like that.
mylium
Yeah,
or
warped wood.
nylium.
Thank you, Superstone.
Mylium, yeah.
Warp.
This is
Yeah.
beautiful. There's like such a softness and like the glow of the way that like you can recreate light in these map arts, and like you've done it here and you've done it here. The brightness, I'm so captivated by how bright they look.
Yeah, like, and so these are both such good pieces, and seeing them side by
Yeah.
side, like, I'm realizing it's too late. There's no changing the rules in the middle of the contest or at the end of the contest because you guys had 3 months for this. I'm realizing next time we do this, I might have a category for like original art and map versus like, because this is a great depiction or interpretation, like reimagination in Minecraft pixel art of this original piece by Howard Lyon. But then over here, where you did the acrylic on canvas yourself and then you adapted that, like there's a distinct value to both. And I think
Yes.
so yeah, for the purposes of this contest, you know, you don't get bonus points for having made this yourself, but you don't get bonus points for stealing a really good photo either. Or like, I mean, not that you stole it, but you know what I mean? Like these are,
I understand.
yeah, I'm just
faithfully recreating.
Yeah, you are, by placing these two pieces next to each other, you're giving me a lot to think about. And that's good. That's good.
That's really cool.
I also have the third big map is on the other side.
Yeah, let's
facing
go ahead.
you.
Yeah.
So just it's literally facing you. So this one I titled Deviations. And no two map segments are made with the same edit, like photo editing or mapping techniques. And that is, yes, that's a picture of my face because I can put pictures of myself on here for like
Nice.
that kind of thing. And so it's just showing the difference between like what technique you use to make the map itself has a huge
Oh, my
impact
goodness.
on what the final product would look like. If you see like the bottom left corner, I used that in Photoshop when I was editing the picture down, that I posterized it. So like trying to limit the number of colors that are in the original source material going in, and it made it like a lot darker, which a lot of things probably would have looked better like if it was like full on. There's two that are using only carpets, and that's the bottom right and then like the top center. So you can see like the bottom right, it's also has no kerning at all, no dithering.
Yeah, dithering, yeah.
Not kerning, but and so it just like came out with this really funky thing, and I didn't really do anything to like add the colors. I'm like, I can assure you my face doesn't actually have pink and orange and brown stripes in a row on that. But the top one, like the top middle one, I did try to like get like the colors better so like you can see that, and like backing away, like changing the distance that you view the map also like changes how some of them look just because of that. The only 3D one is, well, you could see like the one eyeball is a lot neater than the other, but there's different things like comic book styles, like trying to like outline things to like make it pop, like the top left, or going grayscale, like the bottom middle, except for the teal of my glasses. A lot of times grayscale things will turn out a lot better just because Minecraft has a lot more gray and white different blocks to go with, so you can get like a bit more of a depth and that you can't really get when you are stuck with the color variation. So it's just like my take on like mapping and like mapping itself, like how you choose to do it.
This is so cool. I love that you're showing off the different techniques that you can use, and I love how it all like comes together to form a whole. That's really neat.
Yeah,
I also I considered putting a different map on top of like just a felt hat because I also did Van Gogh's self-portrait with felt hat, and Joe said that it was a self-portrait of me, so I wanted to clear up that misconception that I don't look like Van Gogh.
you labeled it as self-portrait. I mean,
Well, that's what he titled it.
well,
So the name of the piece was self-portrait with felt
if
hat.
yeah,
by Van
yeah. But
Gogh.
if you put something on the wall that says self-portrait in a felt hat by Melora, I'm gonna go, well, that's a self-portrait of Melora in a felt hat. I mean, I don't see why this is. I don't think I'm being unreasonable here, guys. But I gotta say though, I love that you use the most detailed technique on the eyeball one with the reflection in
Yes.
there. You can actually see the logo on the back of the phone.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So this is you know, you could have a little product placement as a treat, like. No, but no, this is a spectacular. I used an SLR. Oh, is it? It looks like. Yeah, because there's a little G here. I was assuming that was like, I don't know what the back of a Google phone is. Not sure what the rectangle is. Interesting.
Wow.
I like how reminiscent it is of like Andy Warhol, like pop art kind of portraits.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so it's like, even, you know, we're using modern techniques. I say we're using a game that's like 12 years old at this point, but like. Like, I guess to be truly modern, you'd have to do this in, I was gonna say Among Us, but that's been like 8 years now. What's a new video game that people play? I don't know. I'm old.
It's Roblox, Joe. It's Roblox.
No, I think
No,
Roblox
that's
has been around
old.
for a while now too.
Oh no.
But okay, Melora, absolutely nailing it. Superstone says, I bet what Joe thought was the logo is the camera lens. That's probably right. Yeah, it's probably just the way the light's catching it.
Beautiful.
So let's see here. Whose is this one? Three Physicians. A Stellar Spider. Would you like to present this, please?
Oh, yeah.
I found this photo online, and I just like the historical impact of these three women
Mhm.
they were all studying in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia.
Mhm.
They were from India, Japan, and Syria, and they were the first three women to study Western medicine and practice it in their home countries.
Interesting.
Wow.
And I'm about to go into studying in a medical field, so I'm like, the history of that, especially for women, is important to me.
That's great. Yeah, I took a history of medicine class in college, and they tried to cover as much as they can, but like, there's a lot more than one course worth of history of medicine, it turns out. So I only got like a rough introduction. I had not seen this particular photo before, which is a shame, because like I was like, yeah, like it's really cool. How did you stumble onto this? Just out of curiosity. How did you discover
I
this
think I
photo?
just found it in one of those like BuzzFeed lists of old photos.
Really?
It
Huh.
only came to the surface like a couple years ago.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not been that long.
No, well then that might be why I hadn't, because like I'm like thinking like, man, this is exactly the sort of thing that class would have included in the course materials, but I took that class in like 2004, 2005. So yeah, if this photo like only surfaced recently, I would have missed it. But yeah, well, a stopped BuzzFeed is right once a century. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah. Tommy, Sfé, any thoughts?
I love what you can do, the amount of detail that you can get using such an extremely limited color palette. You know, like it's just the browns, it's just the beiges, and still like there's so much detail.
Well, I actually hadn't noticed in the distance. There's actually lime green in there.
That fits in really well with brown because
Yeah.
of the contrast between red and green and brown.
Yeah.
That's so
I'm not
clever.
I'm a self-taught artist in that regard. I know a lot about color theory and not much else.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like you come up, and like, so I don't do a lot of work with dithering when I do like large scale pixel art. I usually try to avoid that. So yeah, this is very interesting to see how that actually interacts and works. That's really cool.
And
Very
most of it
cool.
was wooden slabs, so I had a long time putting this together
Oh
and
my
taking it apart.
gosh.
Oh, I bet. Wow.
Oh my gosh. The way that you can see all the details in the dress here and like the beading on the necklaces and everything, incredible.
Yeah, this is amazing. Thank you so much, Stellar, for sharing this. And how many? Let's see. This is 4x4. So
Yeah,
that
so 16 maps.
that must have taken a long time. Just out of curiosity, like I gave everybody 3 months. Like, how much of that 3 months did you spend on this? Like, it's not going to affect the grading. It's just more for my calibration purposes. Like, did I give y'all enough time? Should I have given y'all 6 months?
It took me at least a month to do this one, but
Mhm.
I had a lot of stuff I was doing in the meantime.
Okay.
Like I moved out of my house in the meantime, so.
Oh my gosh.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this. This is, like I said, I had no idea this photograph even existed. That is super cool. Like, I love how people are bringing things to the table here and sharing them and expressing both themselves and aspects of reality that were unknown to me. Wow, that's great. Let's go ahead and
I actually have another
oh,
exhibit
you have
over
another
here.
one. Awesome. Yeah, let's do both of yours together then.
Ooh.
And I wanted to make these 3 maps to contrast between the different views you can have just of one person.
Mm-hmm.
So I've done the Marilyn Monroe pop art before as a map, but the other 2 are new.
So you're saying when you say you did the Marilyn Monroe pop art before as a map, that was outside the judging frame. That's not part of.
Well, I made a similar looking map 2 seasons ago.
Oh, okay. So this is
Oh, I see.
okay. I was just trying to figure out like if that was just like an accent piece or if that's part of the judging, but that is part of this exhibit. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Taking some notes. So these are cool. These are 2x3 each.
Yeah.
And they were taken about a year apart, it looks like.
I really enjoy how it's the same photo, like it's the same subject in all of the art pieces, but it's done in different mediums. So you have like the black and white photograph, you have the color photograph, and then you also have the painting.
Well, the screen print.
Well, screen print, excuse me.
Yeah, I can't imagine Warhol not throwing something at you and being like, "Does this look like paint to you?" It's just like silk screens flying toward Tommy.
Yeah, I could imagine
like,
that.
What about this? This paint? Like,
well, it's in Minecraft.
Yeah, I know what you mean. but yeah. So it's but it's 3 different viewpoints though. Because Warhol is gonna have a very different point of view from Sam Shaw and Eva Arnold. This is fantastic.
These are so cool.
Yeah, thank you so much, Stellar. Okay, so it looks like we got a few more to go. Let's see what we got over here. This is Bear33, who is not here today. 20 original watercolor drawings of Australian birds. Number 3, rose-breasted cockatoo. Original art by John Gold. The map art by Bear. Ah. So this is cute.
This is cute.
It's interesting, like, trying to get the shading on watercolor right in Minecraft. When you have such a limited block palette, you really have to rely on the dithering a lot.
It's incredible, hey, that you can recreate watercolor and you can recreate palette knife work and you can recreate this like soft airbrushing, and just with like the way that you place blocks. That's so cool.
I really enjoy that you can see the edge of the paper at the top and bottom of the map.
Oh yeah. That is a cool little touch. Yeah, I hadn't.
It blends in well with the frame, which I like to notice that all of the other entries in this gallery have different frames, and I think that's just very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good catch there, Tommy. And then finally we have here by Dottie. Dottie, tell me what we're looking at here.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so this piece is a piece, I did the original art for this as well. The art is inspired by Caravaggio, an Italian painter that was active around the turn of the 17th century. His work focuses on the drama of the human form, pulled out by pronounced chiaroscuro or tenebrism, so having very bright shafts of light and deep dark shadows. This is based on a Hero Forge design that I did during the Minecraft Tumblr Sexy Man competition when Joe was up against Cleo.
Which I won. I like, if anybody missed
By
that,
the way.
yeah, if you go to tumblr.com/joehills, I've still got pinned the post of me winning the entire Minecraft Sexy Man Tumblr bracket, which is
Incredible.
yeah, Sfé, if you missed that, it was a good time. So, yeah, let me just post a link to that for anybody who missed out.
What a feather in your cap. Oh my god.
Oh, I know. No, I had somebody actually, oh no, I think it was Salem that made it for me. I met so many people at PlayOnCon, and like, I'm not good at matching names to faces. But yeah, like, actually gave me like a yellow ribbon that said like, #1 Minecraft YouTube Tumblr Sexy Man or whatever. And I wore it on my badge all weekend at the convention.
I'd put that on my
Amazing.
CV. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh no, I posted about this on LinkedIn. It was a big deal.
I'm so sorry. That's so funny. I love that.
Yeah. I'm
great.
like, I know a lot of you in the ad industry are looking at how to, organically grow your business. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trending on Tumblr right now.
Oh my
No,
gosh,
like,
to the people that it matters a lot.
I was out trending like some movie that had come out that week on Tumblr. Like,
No way.
it was the
Is that
best.
Pedro.
Oh no, yeah, I was out trending Pedro Pascal.
Pedro Pascal?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, if I was you, I would never not bring this up. That was how I would start every conversation.
Yeah, well, so the thing is, Faye, I didn't bring you here just to tell you about this. I decided not to open with it. We're doing it now.
He was
Playing it
being
incredibly
humble.
cool.
Yeah.
I'm playing it incredibly cool and close to the chest.
But now that we're almost 2 hours in, like, I just have to mention it. No, but honey, thank you for creating this opportunity for me to brag about this.
This is
Happy to do so.
amazing.
But yeah,
So,
go ahead.
this is a 3D map. It's 2x3 pieces. This is the first map I've ever done, because if you're going to do something, you should overdo it.
Yeah.
I've posted in the live event chat a couple of screen caps of what one of these builds looks like in game. They're all taken down now, but I did have some screen caps there if you're curious to see what this chaos looks like in actual space.
Well, that's really cool.
I like how Cleo's coming out from the darkness, so like you can't really see her lower half so well. She's just whoosh. There she is.
So what a lot of people don't realize is that Cleo is actually kind of like a centaur, where the lower half is just me.
I see.
So that's actually the whole thing right there.
I'm clipping this and sending it to her on Wednesday.
That's a little known trade secret.
Have fun with that, Tumblr fan artists.
No.
You heard him, Tumblr. Let's go.
That's incredible.
You're going to lose your sexy man mark.
That's fine. Okay, yeah, no, this is fantastic. This is yeah. I really like the way you set the whole thing up. It's framed really well. Like the composition and everything is great. So yeah,
It looks 3D, hey? Like
Yeah.
it really does look like there's so much depth to it, and it's just with the chiaroscuro that you were saying. That's so cool that you can recreate that, and I love the posing and the framing and the way that it's the Cleo Jotar looks.
Thank you. I used for inspiration David with the head of Goliath and Judith beheading Holofernes.
So
Incredible.
when you were, I know you said you did like a 3D model of this with like Hero Forge, but like Hero Forge doesn't necessarily let you light this well, right? Like you had to
Right.
take some steps to like figure out the lighting and the color to some degree, right?
Yes, I took a screen cap of it and brought it into Photoshop and had a little fun.
Yeah, because I was looking at the lighting here and I was like, that's not just Hero Forge. That's like you don't get that light like that. So that's really cool.
I love hearing the backstories of like how you created the original image to then bring it and port it into the Minecraft map art. That's cool.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, this is absolutely amazing. So wow, I was gonna say this is like an amazing one to end on, but I'm nervous about saying that. Is there anything else that we haven't seen yet, Mantua or Tommy? If we, I don't want to accidentally have like missed another gallery like we did with that Mardigans
No,
earlier.
you got everything for the competition.
We got everything for the competition. Okay, so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to turn all of the judges into spectator mode so that we can fly around while we talk. And then I am going to put on some music, and I'm going to thank some Patreon sponsors. So I'm going to so you guys will not hear the judges evaluating these. I'm going to put on some music. Let's see who we need to thank. Drew Baca requested lines. That's 8 minutes long. And you might think, Joe, that's got to be enough. That's got to be fine. I don't know if it is. So I'm going to thank Miss Canuck and put on Hit the Merch Store because we got a lot to judge here. As far as I understand it, I just want to clarify before we go into judging. I only saw one thing in the entire thing that was actually like a collab on the maps. There was one collab between Kindleless.
There should be two, I think. There was Kindleless and Stellar, and then Shawnard and Kindleless, correct?
No, the Shawnard and Kindleless was their shop was a collab. But I don't think that Shawnard worked on the map. Kindle says I made the map. Okay. So we're only gonna have awards for 4 categories, or we'll have 3 categories, but we're only gonna have 1 group award. Kindleless, I hate to break it to you and Stellar, but you're probably gonna win that by default. Which is not to say that your work doesn't have merit, but yeah. Yeah, spoilers. Okay. So yeah, let me cue up that music once again. Thank you to Drew Baca for requesting lines and Miss Canuck for requesting Hit the Merch Store, which is oh wait, not lines. What's Left of Sam McGee. Wait, hold on. Yeah, wait. Drew Baca didn't request What's Left of Sam McGee. We got to thank Mardigan for that. Thank you, Mardigan, for requesting What's Left of Sam McGee. So this is gonna put us. We got 13 minutes to judge. If that's not enough time, I'll play more music. So judges to the judges only room.
There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have the secret sails that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen strange sights, but the strangest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake Labart. I cremated Sam McGee. Now Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows, while he left his home in the south to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd sooner live in hell. On a Christmas day, we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold through the Parker's fold, it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd closed and the lashes froze till sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. And that very night as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, and our dogs were fed and the stars o'erhead were dancing heel and toe, he turned to me and cat says he, I'll cash in this trip I guess, and if I do I'm asking that you won't refuse my last request. really seemed so low that I couldn't say no. Then he says with a sort of moan, it's a cursed cold and it's got right hold till I'm chilled clean through to the bone. Yet it ain't being dead, it's my awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear that foul or fair you'll cremate my last remains. A pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I would not fail. And we started on at the streak of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched on the sleigh and he raved all day of his home in Tennessee. And before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. Hey! There wasn't a breath in that land of death, then I hurried horror-driven with a corpse half hid that I couldn't get rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh and it seemed to say, you may tax your brawn and brains, but you promised true and it's up to you to cremate those last remains. Now a promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. In the days to come, though my lips were dumb, in my heart how I cursed that load. In the long, long night, by the low firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the homeless snows. Oh God, how I loathe the thing. And every day that quiet place seemed to heavy and heavier grow. And on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I would not give in. And I'd often sing to the hateful thing, and I hearkened with a grin. Till I came to the marge of Lake Labarge and a derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice and I saw in a trice it was called the Alice May. And I looked at it and I thought a bit, and I looked at my frozen chum. Then here said I with a sudden cry, is the crematorium. Someplace I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. Some coal I found that was lying around, and I hit the fuel high. The flames just soared, and the furnace roared. Such a blaze you seldom see. And I burrowed a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I made a hike, for I didn't like to hear him sizzle so. And the heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheeks, and I don't know why. And the greasy smoke and an inky cloak went streaking down the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with grisly fear, but the stars came out and they danced about. Here again I ventured near, I was sick with dread, but I bravely said I'll just take a peep inside. I guess he's cooked, and it's time I looked, and the door I opened wide. And there sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he wore a smile, you could see a mile, and he said, please close that door. It's fine in here, but I greatly fear you'll let in the cold and storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold. The Arctic trails have the secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The northern lights have seen strange sights, but the strangest they ever did see was that night on the marge of Lake LaBarge. I cremated Sam McGee. It's absurdity in our PG font. I go brahies behind creased cardboard, but you don't pull up chairs for humor, do you? You shouldn't miss this guy Cthulhu. He shakes a stone. There's Light Eldritch compelling you, the viewers, to hit the merch store. 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 Walnut's Grove is gone, which sucks for a druid. Plus mail is strong, but nuts wise into it. Sigils on the cave wall stabbed like daggers. She took wolf form and she howled aloud. She bit at Cthulhu and she snapped her snout. And by her instincts led you to the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Rosie, she's shopped there before. All her grandkids get gifts from this store. Little halflings with their kingpins playing footloose. I've seen them picnic beneath the stars, wearing their bright dark magic scarves. It's a one-stop shop for birthdays at the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store.
Denard's a paladin, dragonborn, who treats everybody else with scorn. But you know that they all deserve it, don't you? He gains entitlement from bits, or so Jerry claims, so I guess it fits. And they both expect you all to hit the merch store.
Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Maybe there are gods beyond whose tendrils shift their waking pawns, but Jerry kinda seems like he has got this. Except the times when the phones light up and ideas arise, then outright erupt, and Jerry's gone, volcanic cursed Rothfuss. What now, Rothfuss? Come on, Rothfuss. Ignore Rothfuss. Gosh darn Rothfuss. Dang it, Rothfuss. my game, Rothfuss. Go home, Rothfuss. Shut up, Rothfuss. Flippin' Rothfuss. Let's not do this. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. One evening as the sun went down and our cooking coals were glowing, down the path came a party hiking, and they said, folks, we're all going. We're yearning for a portal far away in a tavern full of shouting. So join us, friends, and let's descend deep into Undermountain, deep into Undermountain. There run dungeons hot and cold, where the monsters surge and pushes, and the youngest runes are old, where the mimics all lie waiting, and the goblin werebats roost, all the wisps and wasps and the mezzo-loss, the hidden pit where we'll all plummet deep into Undermountain. Deep into Undermountain, all our blades will sing like choirs, as our arrows strike like drum beats, and our green flame pops and pyres. Our barbarian will stomp a brood as the rogues dance shadow play. Oh, we're sworn to go at a great tempo. We'll chant our spells as we now delve deep into Undermountain. Deep into Undermountain, you'll always find new gear, and your old mundane accoutrement can be handed down, don't fear. The magic items you'll attune and the artifacts you'll find. There's armor with gems and weird potions and a propeller hat that lets you ascend deep into Undermountain. Deep into Undermountain, the mad wizard stood gates so folks can open portals. He left clues to activate. He has a thing for puzzles and he likes to throw his voice. We're going to delve to where he dwells, to the lowest tower, to seek his power deep into Undermountain. I'll see you there, the lowest lair, deep into Undermountain. Light screen felt is hanging from the wall. We stocked up on all the alcohol. Gonna get streaming for folks. I'll play games before I tell a bunch of jokes. The green screen dress to celebrate St. Pat. The green screen dress, and chroma keys like that. The green dress, oh, let's lift a brew. Toast the green screen dress, cheers to neon hue. Neon hue.
Them to some sticks. Folks ain't here for singing, they wanna watch us play. Let's give them all a show. Oh, St. Patty's Day.
The green screen dress to celebrate St. Pat. The green screen dress, it chroma keys like that. The green dress, oh, let's lift a brew. Toast the green screen dress, cheers to neon hue. Neon hue.
Can we start my craft joke? Can you say howdy, y'all? All three cats are waiting for your draw.
Can I get set up, dear? Fighting OBS will initiate inebriation. Cheers, y'all. Green screen dress. The green screen dress to celebrate St. Pat. The green screen dress, it chroma keys like that. The green dress, oh, let's lift a brew. Toast the green screen dress, cheers to neon hue. Neon hue. The green screen dress. The green screen dress.
neon hue. The green screen dress, the green screen dress, the green screen dress, the green screen dress.
Deep down inside the ceiling, close to Mountain Kings, just like 1984 when I had to tear the screens. Big Brother watched the builder with a silky voice, who played on Herman Craft names who would be void, who never ever learned to show his face so well, but he could play guitar just like a brilliant whale. Go, 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 Sumo, go, 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 Sumo, go, go, go to your grave, go, go, Sumo, go, go. Sumo be void. I put the cogs into the box and then I've got another load. After a while my arms will get tired and then this job will blow. But I could be replaced by a machine that does my work in half the time. But I don't know where I'd go, 'cause I prefer putting cogs into the box. Now I've got another load. Only just a few more hours and then I'm free to go. But I can't cease in questioning if I really have a home. It makes me sick to think of it, 'cause I prefer
Hey, Soka, that's why Jean-Luc's a wallet, lost jaw logs and white timbers. And Shaka, I see was on his army. Yeah, Shaka when all the walls fall. But I don't know if Jean-Luc gets these lost jaw logs and white timbers. They're falling again. Good night, Elytra, we love you. Dathan has left the planet. I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Shields is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her aim from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. Take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. I've got the treatises by Kant, anything I want. Janet brought the chalk, are you listening or not? Writing on the board, your morals are quite poor. We deserve the good place, you just gotta pass this course now. My tumor feels kind of crummy. You should probably study. Tummy feels kind of crummy. You should probably study. Writing up my treatise, drinking almond sweets. Think I love my soulmate, she loves margaritas. My life is a quandary, we should do her laundry. We got some camaraderie, unlike Jason and Tahani. Tummy feels kind of crummy. You should probably study. Tummy feels kind of crummy. You should probably study. Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical.
I like shrimp fly, motherfucking shirt ball. Spend my whole life living like a bad janitor. What Judy's got a habit, teleology and cooker god. Writing down Plato in my nightmarish clown. Her I can't kiss that I'm truly bad. He can kiss my ash, I'm a full trash bag. Hope I can ace this course and save my soul. I'm gonna try to get ethical.
Yeah, you're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. You're gonna take my course just to save your soul. We're gonna try to get ethical. Bulus. Who's the guy who conquers death? The mister with the whispers when Mumbo forgets. After introducing Pearl and Gem to say we're settling a continent. Shoulder to shoulder, surrounded by water, beyond which reset, risk your face if you wanna. We live close, we build close, we speak in proximity. Season 8's here today, still in its infancy. Mumbo is saying go, everyone's cheering. suddenly scattering, always unfearing. Though it passed by without mumbo mentioning, there's a crew, you know who to keep you adventuring. Assume a securing villagers, Pearl and fine architecture, Joe grabbing supplies, ready to throw at the first fools who die. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The very first to die, B-double-O, don't cry. Pops and quite chagrin, takes some apples and he flies. Zombie Cleo's next, needs an axe for the road. Geared up and cheered up, she's off with some blows. Gemini and Tay appears slain by Jevin, but B-dubs is back before Joe loads the first chest in. Then Pearl's killed by Cleo, who Joe had armed previously. Then Cleo's dead too, per Isco mischievously. Impulse SV got blown up by a creeper. Says he won't be back, but how can he be sure? Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. The resupply crew. Assume a laddering a mine shaft. The resupply crew. Pearl egging a shell. The resupply crew. Joe lavaing a portal. Yo, you're immortal, here's a doorway to hell. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? Who's the guy who struck his first diamond? Encircled suddenly by three of his friends. Tango, Corrales, and B-double-O, all armed and armored to shake down Joe. Threats bacon triplicate fully surrounded. Joe took to the sky with Cobble unbounded. Lava to dump on the brigands below, or on himself. Misdirection, let's go! Heading down to somewhere with coordinates in hand. Bridging and a tunneling connecting flower forest land. Cleo is away, so Joe leaves her a saddle. He hopes as he does she won't use it for battle. Returning to world spawn and lighting his tunnel, he keeps striking lava and dies a whole bundle. And drowns hunting squids, though he tried his best. But no worries, back at world spawn there's a resupply chest. Bring on the creepers, bring on the flames. The resupply crew will get you going again. One chest becomes four, labeled in stock. The shell thickens yet with smooth sandstone block. Bushes are placed, ravines are filled in. Also the hermits can keep adventuring. If dying is losing, then living is winning. Episode's done, but the show's just beginning. Pick up some tools, some potatoes and steak, and show 'em you're real, give 'em season 8. From the mining mesa, the helping hermit stream, mocking in the rages of their chat proximity. They plop their blocks down quickly toward their stated goal. And when y'all tune in, your laughter's uncontrolled. When the last flight brings more blocks and the fireworks go cold, hermit craft will build together, not alone. So watch with us each Monday, remember to follow, so the the chat can see you there, so you never miss a show. Think about a time long past, long before all this. The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's blowing strong. Walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Thank goodness, how'd it get so late? Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. The city is bright, but the stars keep growing dimmer. The dishwasher runs, and you find forks for dinner. Killing lights, charging phones, setting alarms to make their tone. Winding down, closing blinds, for rest for tomorrow when there's time. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. Just let your mind float downstream. Sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream. Lay your head down and dream. PM, the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title, tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the streaming, so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll put 2 songs before lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folk asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chest tools breaking. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time enchant, pick then I'll replace the books in a random chest with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swear. Not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show. The usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. we pour water tank top and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause folding and open VLC. I'll pick 2 songs before lay our head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Hills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chess tools breaking. Pickaxe from poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. Then I'll click crafting quick, anvil time, enchant pick, then I'll replace the books in random chests with care. I'll tour my winery, I know there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chat swears, not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode. I've been
Oh, now people on Twitch can hear me. Yeah, we have just spent a lot of time judging. We went through like basically every song I've ever written. Don't worry, Tommy and Sfé are both being paid by the hour, so I'm not taking advantage of them. And I am paying them with the money that y'all provide me as part of the Patreon, so that is being reinvested well into thoughtful judging. I will say a few things before we go. We had to make the call early on, even though this wasn't a formal rule, that if you each person can only win once in a category. So we spent a lot of time, for example, comparing, different works by the same person, trying to say like, yeah, but which one's we all agree that this person did pretty well, but which one's the reason why? So let's go ahead and start with the retro. I'm gonna hit game mode game mode adventure. No, wait, survival at A. So Tommy and yeah, now we can teleport. Oh wait, no, we can't. So yeah, let's see. I need to get back into the retro room. Okay, I am back in the retro room where we are going to announce third, second, and first. For example, we were talking about how if one person can only win in each category once. Kindleus had a ton of fantastic submissions here with this series of incredible portraits of different server members eating. At the end of the day, though, third place for the retro category is going to go to Kindleus for, in particular, Rabbit Stew, with a sketch of Fifth Alice eating stew made from Alice 1 through 4. This is absolutely just one of my favorite. This made me smile a lot. Yeah, this was a great piece. In second place, Tommy and Sfé, do you want to talk a little bit about Bear 33's A Peek into the Void?
Yeah, so we for second place we chose this one because we were so impressed by the amount of detail, the amount of dithering, the colors that were able to be put in this piece, especially on a one map.
Yeah, and one of the things that Sfé had mentioned during judging was like after seeing how much people could do with a whole bunch of maps, it's impressive how much was conveyed in such a small space on this map. So. Yeah. Also, just by the way, we'll do prizes at the end. I've got, so I'm not going to be handing out prizes in the middle of this because everybody's clustered around, and that's a mess. And then first place, Tommy, do you want to tell us where we're going for first place in this category?
Yes. So I had to remember where it was in the room. So
That's okay.
first
Keep them
place-
guessing.
runs outside.
Yeah.
So we wanted to award the Not Banksy for first place on the Tag Your It piece. I really enjoyed the use of transparency and just how it looks like genuine spray can graffiti in like MS Paint style. And I want this map so I can just go around to builds and throw it up like someone would with a real graffiti tag. And it's just, the texture is great and it's very fun.
Absolutely. Yeah, I love it. I was saying I'm not gonna make exactly this on Hermitcraft. I'm gonna put my own spin on the idea, and honestly, it might not be until season 10 because I need to finish my pinball machine. But great artists steal, and you know who they steal from is other great artists. So congratulations to Not Banksy, because I am gonna steal this idea and put my own spin on it. I love it. So let's move on to the refined room. I know y'all have been hanging out here for a long time through the judging. I really appreciate your patience, but we did not want to let people down. Okay, so for third place, if you'll follow me over this way, this was another case where we had somebody who had two really interesting entries in the same category, and the judges had a lot of good reasons that both entries were great. At the end of the day, Stellar Spider, who submitted both the Afghan girl photo and the rainbow sticker button, is going to take third place in this category for the rainbow sticker button. I gotta say, like, even though this is a great photo, like, this is something that you really brought yourself, and like the subtle details on the shading and whatnot really leaned into this category. Differentiating itself from the retro category where you didn't have the height differentiation. This is something cool that you made for the whole server to enjoy, Stellar. And this is also a fantastic photo, so honorable mention there, but you're taking home third for the rainbow button sticker. Second place, you know what, Tommy? Why don't you do second place this time? So that way Sfé can do first in a minute.
So for second place, we wanted to award that to the Etching of Arachne by Centauratron.
Woo!
I was really fond of just how the lines really look like. It's you can tell with the line work here. It looks like the artwork, I'm sure. I liked the connection to how much of a fan you are of Greek mythology, and I liked the usage of like the softer kind of tones in this piece.
I will say one thing that I liked about it was I'm not very familiar with Greek mythology other than like studying in high school, but this is not a photo I'd ever or this is not an etching I'd ever seen before. And I like people bringing obscure things that we haven't necessarily all seen before and sharing that art with the group. So yeah. Congrats, Centauratron, on second in the refined category. Sfémonster, do you want to announce first place in the refined category?
I would be honored to. It was another one where we went back and forth because there was two. It was just like, which one do we want to pick? They're both so good, but in the end, we went for the Hang 'em High by by Magenta.
Magenta.
Because the way that you use the limited, just the black and the red for recreating the lino cut, the details, the thinness of the line, the variance, it's really stunning, and I love how you adapted it into the map art for Minecraft. It's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I really was like, y'all, like, as soon as we walked into this room, I'm like, well, this one has to win because it's me as a Teletubby baby son. But, this is why we have a panel of judges. But yeah, Magenta, honorable mention for that. I am going to make that my blue sky background. Don't worry. But yeah, this lino cut, I love that you brought in something from your friend, like that, because this server is a community, but I want it to be a community that reaches outward rather than like only turns inward. And the fact that you brought something to share with us from beyond us is just so great, and I love to see it. So congrats, Magenta.
It's wonderful.
Alrighty, so we are going to move on to the really big room. I know that y'all have been very patient while we were judging, so we're going to keep the pace going. Is the Twitch seeing what the cam account sees? The Twitch sees what Tommy sees right now. I don't know the best way to get to the...
I might have been unpossessed when you turned every account
Oh.
online into.
Oh,
I
you're right.
can't.
You're right. That camera account is not slash game mode.
I did punch it around a few
spectator.
times in solidarity, though. So
Thanks, Tommy. Okay. Well, so that was supposed to be Tommy's point of view. Now, I'm in the wrong building or something. Where am I? Okay, we're going down here. Okay, so, let's see. I'll take. Let's see. Do you guys mind if I take first place on this one?
you can, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do either of you have a preference on who takes third and second?
Nope, I don't. It's Tommy. Do you wanna?
I can
pick
do
one?
second.
Okay.
Okay.
So then, Sfé, go
Okay,
ahead and do third for us.
All right. Well, so we went back and this is another one where we went back and forth so many times about trying to decide what we wanted to pick, but in the end, our third place is going to be this incredible piece over here, the Madonna of the Statues book. We loved the use of bringing, you know, something that you adapted from another medium and then lit in Photoshop and brought into Minecraft, the depth of it, the lighting of it. That's what we talked about the most, is like the way that you can, the farther away you get, the brighter it looks, the use of the shading. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. So well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, the lighting on this was far and away yeah, it's like eye-catching. The further you go away from it, you can see that sharp contrast. And that's a really, you took a lot of care and time in refining this before you adapted it to map art, and it's just beautiful.
It's so interesting because the farther away you get, the more you want to get closer to it, which is such a dichotomy, you know? So love it. Congratulations.
Compelling work. You know, and I was telling Sfé earlier, I was like, you know, whatever we reward here, we're going to be encouraging in future map art build contests. And I think it's a great thing if more people want to do really cool stuff with light and religious iconography. And if it happens to feature me, that's great. That's not a requirement, but yeah, like this is just absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Dottie. Congrats on third. Tommy, you want to take second?
So second place was actually pretty much an easy choice for us. We knew right away after we had heard the story that the Sunset on the Trask River piece by Mantua Maker was already gonna have a high ranking for us, because to have something that you thought was lost to time and history, but you actually still maintained a digital copy of, and you brought that to us, you shared that with us, that was just phenomenal in the first place. And I love the texture work. I love how I can tell the water's reflection, the clouds texture, the foliage looks phenomenal. Everything about this piece was just outstanding to us, and it was one of the easiest placements we had during our judging.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing. Thank you, Mantua Maker, for sharing this whole space with us, but then also sharing something deeply personal. This is, you have done so much to make this event possible. This image wins on its own merits, but I would be remiss to not thank you again for hosting us as well. So thank you for sharing your gallery. And then for first place, wow, we've gone too long. We're almost 3 hours in. For first place, we had a lot of heated discussion about this. We knew it was going to be Melora, and it was down to reflections over here or deviations. And at the end of the day, deviations took it. It was tough though, because Reflections has that beautiful palette knife work. There's an amazing amount of intentional artistry expressed in that painting. But I really want to encourage people to come examine this face. Like what Melora did here with the framing of this piece, there's so much intentional composition in this shot. In the way, like, even before you came in and did the 10 different Minecraft maps worth of techniques, like, this is just a gorgeous personal piece that only you could have made. And I really like it. And anything to add, Tommy or Sfé?
I do really enjoy it, just showing off the different technical aspects that you can do with map making, because many people probably just see it. It's like, oh, well, it just shows you where you are in the world, and they don't know how much depth and creativity you can get. And this is one piece that shows off just so many different variations that you can achieve with it.
Yeah, it's incredible. I think I knew about map art prior to this, but I didn't realize how versatile it was. I feel like I've learned a lot, but I also it's so cool to be able to appreciate this. And this piece specifically was just, it's arresting. It's so cool what you managed to achieve.
I think it's worth mentioning that Melora left to go make a map right now as we're judging that.
Well, you know what? I did promise game mode spectator for Tommy and Sfé. We are going to teleport to Melora and see the map platform.
Okay.
Melora, try and stand somewhere safe. Whoa. Do.
Whoa.
Slow. I'm going to set my own game mode here to creative so I can fly. But yeah, so this Kindle has constructed this map platform, so thank you. I'm sure other people helped. Kindle is, who else do I need to credit on that?
Melora, Stellar, Dottie, Bayer, Mardigan, Dahlia, Dez, Case. There's a lot of people who helped.
There's a lot of people who helped. There's
Gaia made a couple.
Yeah. So I just wanted to take a minute and fly around and appreciate this. This is absolutely gorgeous. Some of the stuff that's here obviously wasn't done in time for the contest or is outside of the boundaries of the contest. But yeah, I just wanted to swing by and check this out. So Superson says, look at the size of those sweepers. So for the maps that are made of carpet, these sweepers and redstone will wash those away, right? Is that? Or wait, no, these are TNT sweepers, are they?
No, these are just sticky piston sweepers. They fly back and forth. And even with blocks, they lift them up by one, so it's easier to break them without risking breaking the platform underneath you.
Oh, because you're pointing
these
up.
Platforms are 2 blocks thick and cobblestone and wood, so you need 2 different tools to do it.
Oh.
But falling through is never fun.
Right.
And we have beacons, coverage for everything, so we have haste 2 and speed 2 for the entire platform.
Oh,
and we have a 2x2 carpet-only map, so we can make giant carpet maps. And that one's actually been centered, so if we zoom out with a map, you can actually get 4 maps in one map. And then we have a glass platform for making the transparent maps, which I discovered by reading the error logs on the Map Art Craft website.
Oh, they were complaining that you could see through that?
Someone mentioned it existed, and I just did a bunch of creative testing and found out that you could put glass over void, and then you get a transparent map, which opened up so many different possibilities for like graffiti and artwork using the texture of the maps behind us.
Wow. This is amazing.
Yeah, I am really... I had no idea what to expect. Basically, the reason that we are doing this contest was we have like hour-long build contests where people build parade floats for different holidays. And people started showing up with these incredibly detailed maps that they were slapping on the sides of their floats. And I was like, I really only want to judge based on what you did during this hour. Like, that's, so it's like, this looks so cool, but I can't give you credit for it.
Right.
We need to do a contest that's just all about the maps. And clearly, I was like, oh yeah, I'm sure a few people will spend some time on this, but it takes a lot of effort. But like the whole community really showed up for this. I'm really encouraged by what an incredible turnout there was for this. We're not going to do another one immediately because I know that y'all are going to need a little bit of a breather, but this might become an annual thing where, we'll declare map season for 3 months, and then what you produce at the end of the 3 months will be judged. We'll have some refined rules, all that, but that's nothing to... I don't want to stress out the people here who are like, no, I'm finally free, don't give me another one right now.
This is incredible.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger ship. Yeah, well, that's the thing is I would say let's keep the Defiant as the first map contest, but yeah, we would want to have distinct settings for each. But yeah, Mantua, that was an incredible place to get to do that. So thank you again for sharing. This This has been so cool. I just linked, again, Sfémonster's Tumblr with the tag The Wolf That Only You Can See. That's one of my favorite series that... Sfé, you've been doing that for like a decade, right? Like, that's a long-term series, right? It feels like forever.
Oh, yeah, I feel like I started it in 2016, I believe. I started it in 2016, and it's just been chugging away. But yeah, I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Blue Sky. Those are the platforms that I'm currently active on.
Let me pull up your Twitter real quick.
My Twitter.
Yeah, so I can link that for the people in the chat at home. Sfémonster. I've got caps lock on, and it's like I don't want to copy and paste a link that's like half caps and half not. That looks unprofessional. Yeah, so thank you again to Sfé. Thank you again to our community liaison, that Tommy boy. Sfé and Tommy, before we wrap up, do you have any other final just notes, thoughts, stuff that didn't fit anywhere else that you wanted to make sure we got said?
I just wanted to say how impressed I am with the community here. It's amazing what you were able to achieve. It was so cool. This was so cool to be able to come in and beam in and take a look around and see everything. This was so cool. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome, and we'd love to have you back again.
Anytime at all.
Okay, Tommy, any final thoughts?
I'm more than happy and more than proud to see all of the beautiful pieces that our community has come together, and I'm glad that I could be a source of inspiration for some of the people that here. I've known that they've already mentioned that when I used to do map arts in the old Seven of Mine world, that was what got them started. And I hope that this contest encourages more people to go out and make map art, even if it's not on our server. I hope that the viewers in the streams feel inspired just as I feel inspired.
Well, I have done, I was going to say, I haven't done any major map art projects. And I'm like, oh yeah, my entire pinball machine's a map art project. Technically it's not very far. I was like, yeah, I'm really feeling like maybe I should work on something like that. Oh yeah, I am. It's fine. We're 3 hours in. A lot of intense judging. Okay, but yeah, this was so fun. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. We are going to be rating CosmoQuest, which is a science and space stream. They do a bunch of educational space stuff, and they are in particular doing a fundraiser right now. Block versus Brick. It's a Minecraft versus Lego contest. I'm actually going to be joining them both tonight and tomorrow night during my normal 8:30 stream slot. Tommy, I found that out like within the last like 12 hours. That's why it's not on the newsletter. That's not your fault.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah. They apparently couldn't figure out how to get a hold of me because yeah. So they're like, hey, it's short notice. They're like, do you want to play Minecraft or build Legos? And I was like, I would like to do both of those. Okay, well, the Legos are in Indiana, and I'm like, I don't have time to get to Indiana. So, yeah, we'll do... So, yeah, but it's basically, there's people in studio in Indiana building, like, space-themed Legos, and there's people in Minecraft building a lunar base. So I'm going to be joining them for that. But yeah, the folks at CosmoQuest do great space-themed scientific outreach educational work all year round. I love watching...
It's out of this world.
It is. It's out of all worlds. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, when you get over there, our raid message is howdy y'all, Joe Hills raid here. Thank you again. Final thanks to Mantua Maker for hosting us on the Defiant. Thanks to Kindleus for providing the map platform and everybody else who helped contribute to that. There was a huge list. I'm going to forget people if I try to list them all. But thank you again to Sfémonster. You remember, you can find the Sfémonster Minecraft graphic novel in any major bookstore or online, or find Sfé on Twitter or Tumblr, twitter.com/Sfémonster, sfémonster.tumblr.com. Tommy boy, you're on. Oh no, the raid hit.
That's me.
Okay. Well, you know what? The raid hit on Twitch anyway because I clicked. It's not a timer. Okay, so we might as well end the YouTube stream too. Until next time, y'all. This is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Do you two want to yell "Keep adventuring"?
Keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring.
Keep adventuring. Do.